Hello. Hi, we're here playing some sweet D&D on a Saturday morning. I'll go ahead and unmute the group as they look like they're chatting about something interesting. Hello, fellow adventurers.
Oh, hey.
It's Saturday morning, and it's instead of cartoons, we're playing D&D. Because that's the way better time spent, in my opinion. But, I'm going to...
Can it be the D&D cartoon?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Just gotta go back in time.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and do just a brief intro of your characters. You guys are level 2. So you guys have known each other for, we'll say, a couple months. You guys don't have to go too much into your backstory, but just a brief description of what your character is, class, race, and a little tidbit you probably have shared with the group. We'll go ahead and start with Travis, as I'm currently updating everyone's character names instead of their real names listed. "Quote unquote" real names, because Malfoy is Malfoy.
I was gonna say.
So we'll go ahead and start with Travis.
Well, good morrow, everybody. I am Dalrin Deepbasher, a dwarf fighter that has just been traveling around by himself before he met this group. The group would know that I'm from a small town in the mountains, but I was instrumental in quelling an incursion of Duragar in my hometown until King Battlehammer's forces could arrive. So much so that the king offered me a position in his royal guard, which I promptly turned down because deep bashers don't sell out. And from there, I went on an adventure because heroes have to adventure. I have a small cart with trinkets that I sort of sell because that's what I'm from, like a touristy town where we sort of just sell dwarven trinkets to people.
Oh, we're going to get along splendidly.
Next up, we have Mr. Andrew.
Hello, my name is Calrad. I am a human wizard. I pretty much like to just tell people my opinion all the time, even if it may not be the right opinion, but it's my opinion, so that means it is right. I have a little white and gray cat that likes to follow me around. I have multiple books hanging off of a satchel. One of them is a guide to ritual casting, and I'm usually perusing that very often. I was recently, sent on an adventure. Whether it was my choice or not does not matter, but, here I am, looking for trinkets and artifacts, making maps, and going on adventures with this group. So
It's like this party was meant to happen.
Next up, we have Ian.
Hi. I'm Ian. I'll be playing Valruk Silkmoon. Yes, I am a tiefling bard. And my whole business right now is I may or may not owe someone money. So I'm trying really hard to get and then write the coolest story anyone's ever heard. To be able to make money and pay this guy back. Just so you don't have to ask in the future, I'm Periwinkle in skin color.
That was the burning question.
I'm Periwinkle in skin color, and I have awesome like ram's horns just coming out and doing the loop. Yeah. And that's pretty much me. I play a lot of different instruments, and I'm really good at talking.
That checks out.
You might put really good in quotes because sometimes it's not a thing.
That also checks out. Ian, can you go ahead and send me your character sheet as well on Discord?
Fine. I sent it yesterday, dog. But yeah.
I didn't see it. Maybe I'm both blind. But I got you, fam.
No, I got you.
Hey, thanks. So, we're not going to be cliche and start this in a tavern. No, because we're slightly better than that.
Wait,
Can I describe my character first?
yeah.
Yeah.
Malfoy.
Nope.
Who's Malfoy? Hold on.
Hold on.
Nope. Just
No,
kidding.
we're gonna get to this reveal.
Exactly.
I know where Malfoy isn't.
Malfoy, sorry, go ahead.
I'm playing a royal, almost purple blue tiefling, and I'm a war cleric. Basically, my whole interaction with the group right now is I'm like what Brad Pitt was to Leo in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Gotcha.
I'm just making sure he gets to where he needs to go, that he doesn't get hurt, and that his ego is intact.
Damn right.
And you drive him around if you need to.
Yeah, basically. I'm a hitman, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a breastplate on, but I have this weird woolen I don't know, sweater with a hood on it as well. And then my horns kind of go straight out and then turn in a little bit, kind of like the bill of the hat.
Okay.
Yeah. And I said my name was Mercury, right? Maybe I didn't.
You did now.
You did now.
Boom.
All right. So, back to what I was saying before. I was so interrupted by Mercury here.
I know, I'm so needy.
It's all right. Not to be the typical cliche, but you guys are actually traveling currently, leaving the rather large city of Arrowfell, heading to a very clever name of the city under the mountain, where is a mostly dwarven population. Dowrin, you've heard of this place before? It's more militaristic than a typical town may be. But you guys are heading that way to get debriefed as you guys are riding along in a cart being pulled by two horses. It is pretty foggy overall, and the wilderness is not a good place to be when it's this foggy outside, as there's quite a bit of bandits or wild bears or wolves that may be lurking around. To go ahead and start it off, everyone go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
First roll of the day.
I don't see shit, Captain. I got a 1.
I got a 13.
You got a 12?
I got an 11.
All right. So the three of you are definitely keeping a lookout while Mr. Lahoric is nose deep in an empty book trying to think of how to start this adventure off. You look around and you guys hear twigs snapping. You guys hear everything that's sort of spooky that's going on that may never actually come to anything. But you just hear the wilderness outside as you guys do go on this it's a dirt-ridden path. But you guys don't see anything dangerous. But you do have very thick woods on both sides of you. You guys do know that it is probably about a 3-day journey. Do you guys have anything you guys want to speak about prior to arriving there?
So is it just the four of us, or do we have a driver? Is it a taxi service, or?
It is just the four of you, as well as there is a halfling that is sort of bringing you guys there as a sort of taxi service, yes. So there's a
A
halfling.
moober, if you will.
A moober, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to be upset by that, but I can't be.
It's the thing that moves people around.
I would update my compatriots on sort of the norms and culture of the town that we're heading into, and making sure that nobody puts their foot in their mouth, that sort of thing.
That was one time, and it was on a bet.
Well,
They did not believe that I could put my own foot in my mouth. What am I, not limber?
I mean, a lot of people don't think that you can put your foot in your mouth. I just don't want it to live
I will
there.
do it again.
Do you even have feet?
What the hell kind of question is that? Yes,
Sorry,
I have
don't-
feet.
I don't want people to put their hooves in their mouth. Sorry.
Wow. That's... Wow.
Lorik,
Alright.
what did we say about taking the bait? Remember?
Yeah. Hey, Merc, plug your ears. This is about to get it sounds like it's about to get racist against us. So let me just say this right now. Rude, second off, when I make it big and I have a bunch of this book money, you ain't seeing
Book
shit. Yeah. That's how that's gonna happen.
I'm just saying, if you look down, you don't have toes, so that's not a foot. That's all I'm saying.
Do horses not have feet?
No, they have hooves.
Yeah.
Hooves.
A horse foot is a hoof.
I pull out a small piece of paper and a quill that has about 100 tick marks on it, and I add another one, and I'm just tracking the number of times Valhorig tells me that I'm not going to get any money from the book.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck you and your dwarven horse you rode.
I pull out a separate one, and there's another 100, and I just another one.
I'm gonna whisper to Dalrin and be like, I lost track of a long time.
I flip over the paper, and there's just more. It's just I'm running out of room.
You're just record keeping.
Yeah.
Which I start muttering under my breath for the rest of the ride about like not having feet. I'll show you feet.
Maybe you should write about that in your book.
Oh, I've already got 6 poems and an epic an epic poem about how this guy is gonna catch one of these feet one day.
I mean, I don't mean to just, get on your case about the word usage, but it's very important for a writer. If I read books all the time. You gotta be using those words correctly.
See, you've probably never actually you've probably read a couple of my books. Now that it comes to mind, it's just under my pen name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you ain't getting that anytime soon.
Oh, I have to question every book I've ever read.
Yep.
Well,
Marinate on that a little bit though.
There's also a chance you haven't read this book. There's also that.
that's probably the better chance.
I don't know what the chance is, but I'm just saying there is one.
There, but it's there.
I'll take that one.
As you guys continue to rattle off in conversation, you guys do hear as it seems like the cart has ran over something. The gentleman who is showing you guys around stops the cart. Stay here. I'll be right back. As he sort of plops off the cart and almost disappears into the fog. As he's going back to see what exactly was just ran over.
All right.
Is this like an open cart, or is this?
Yeah, it's an open cart.
So we're like beginning of Skyrim kind of thing.
Yeah, sort of.
Not like we're not tied
you're
up.
right.
No.
All right,
But-
Bruce, I'm going to count to 10, and if he doesn't come back, I'm going to get in the driver's seat, and we're going to go.
Okay.
Start stealing. Yeah.
At about 6, you hear a loud scream come back from behind you. And then you do see a small figure running towards the cart. It's nothing. We should just probably keep going.
Yeah, that's probably a good plan.
Do you just scream at everything? Is that what you-
Yes. And he just hops back in and takes off.
All right, well-
the
This is gonna be a great chapter.
I feel like you should get that maybe looked at by a healer, maybe like a mind healer of some kind.
I am available for talking if you need to. If you need to talk through some things, I am a doctor. And I hand him my card with all of my businesses listed on it.
It's like 7 things. Is it bullet pointed or is it like commas?
It's bullet pointed, and I can give you the names of those businesses if you would like.
Oh gosh.
He takes the card.
I've probably seen the cards, so.
He takes the card, looks at it. Give me the first 3 before he pockets the card.
That's really good.
It is really good. Exactly.
Sorry.
It looks pretty good.
That's his first business. That's his mimosa business.
Yeah, dude, mimosa business, and business is good. So, as I kind of hand it over, I'm like, yeah, you may have heard of us. Lunar Escapades, LLC, Randy Smugglers Incorporated, the Blue Brothers Bug Be Gone, Ricky Moon Esquire.
Right. So we're just gonna... and it just sort of almost just like blocks you out as you continue to rattle on through the rest of your businesses. Yeah.
We got a profitable bunch.
Of course. Yeah. Go ahead and continues on, probably for another 2 or 3 hours before he's like, I think this is we're gonna pull off for the evening. Make up camp. It's getting pretty. The fog's getting worse than what it was when we left Arafel, and I don't know what exactly is waiting for us if we continue on. Do you guys have an issue with setting up camp here?
Where are we? What's surrounding fog-like area look like?
More or less, it's the exact same thing you guys have been seeing for the last couple of hours. Heavy forest on both sides. Probably about 15 feet away from the road. But that's really all you can see. You can see probably about 30 feet in front of you and 30 feet behind you before it's just dense fog.
Well, I guess this is as good as any place, and I get off on the left side of the cart.
Yeah,
All right.
Seems valid.
I'll go to get off. But like I'm gonna like put my hand up next to the driver and just be like, I'll do the perimeter. We can't have you screaming again.
That's probably a good point. We don't need more screaming ever.
That's probably a good choice. Good choice.
So I mean, you said we can see 30 feet in either direction, right?
Correct.
All right. I probably won't go farther than that. Like probably go to the edge of where I can still see the camp, and then just like do like a little perimeter.
Yeah, so currently the camp isn't set up. He just more or less pulled the carts off to the side of the road. So I didn't know if you guys wanted to just set up camp on the side of the road, or if you guys wanted to look through the forest and set up camp, or exactly how you guys wanted to tackle it.
That's a good question. I mean, obviously, something just happened. This guy just screamed. So maybe being next to the road isn't the best.
That was a couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
Can I roll a survival check to see which one I think would be better?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll a survival check for me.
I knew being trained in this was going to come in handy. Oh, that is a low number. That's a 4. That's all that is.
What is your total?
4.
4. Awesome. Also, those of you who may
We're
not
both
have
trained
played
That's cool.
D20 games with me, I only count 20s and 1s as fails and successes in combat. Out of combat stuff and just regular skill checks, 1s and 20s do not mean you automatically fail or succeed, as there's a DC for everything, so just a heads up.
Oh wait, that's a 6. Because I am proficient.
Oh, yes, proficiency. Let's go.
So
6.
proceed to tell me how I fail.
No, you think closer to the road may be good, you know? You don't want to get lost from the road. And if there's anyone that does driving by, they won't actually run into your cart. So you may think that it's a better idea to stay closer to the road and near your cart.
Yeah, I sidle up to Mercury as he's making this perimeter, and I'm like, we need to stay. This guy, and I point to the driver, needs to be within eyesight of the road, or he's just going to get lost.
And scream.
And then scream.
That's a fair assessment, I think.
So maybe we just set up camp on the road, or near the road at least.
Right in the middle of the road.
I think, yeah, I think Silk Moon's onto something here. Maybe right in the middle of the road.
I think if we're in the middle of the road, then everybody's robbing our cart. You know, I think we should be off to the left here.
I placed my hand on one of my rapiers. I'd like to see them try.
He really would.
I mean, you can't stay awake all the time, though.
Bet.
Okay.
You'll learn how to talk to him eventually.
I will bet you two silver that you can't stay up all night.
Mercury, make a note of this. A bet for 2 silver that I cannot stay up all night.
And then I'll just start walking away.
A gentleman's agreement. This will go nicely in my
Yeah,
stories.
I mean, I hold my words, so it's okay.
As we walk away, I look at Mercury and I say, another one of our private conversations that turned into a bet between the two of them.
Just pull out your piece of paper.
Yeah, I got another one.
Yikes. So you guys go ahead and start setting up camp. Probably an hour after your guys' camp has been set up just off the road. It is beginning to get a little cold. The driver looks over. So, you guys mind if we start a fire? It might also help people know that we're here, so they're not just driving into us in the middle of the night.
You don't do this often, do you?
No, I usually try to say it at the nearest inn instead of off the road, but conditions are not on our side today.
How often are people carting around in the middle of the night, though?
I mean, that depends on the person, I guess. I don't know. I know I don't drive because I can rest during the day, but...
And you're pretty you're like a common person, you know, like you're probably pretty average. So I doubt there's anybody just carting around at high speeds in the middle of fog at night. So I think it'll be okay.
That's okay. So no fire then. Oh, okay. He goes into the back of the cart and just grabs this looks like a wolf pelt. And just sort of throws it over and just sort of plops down in the back of the cart.
Maybe a little fire.
Yeah, I'll make a fire.
Maybe a little fire. Like it's fun to berate the guy about being bad at surviving, but
I'll just like flick snap my fingers and firebolt a little pile of sticks. Just set it on fire.
When he snaps, I want to snap also.
You have a
Just
double
give you a
snap
side eye.
as a small fire is lit.
So that fire that you lit, I was using flint and steel to make it, and so I go, there I go, got it, I did it.
No, Dowrin,
That was me.
that's
How would either of you have made this fire? Where's your flint and steel?
I snapped fire into existence.
And is that so your fingers are made of flint and steel and you make sparks like this?
Have you read any of my books? They're electrified.
I'm just gonna do one of those office stares at Dowling right now.
Either way, fire's ready.
We've been over this, Dowrin, multiple times. Not everything is done through conventional means, like you think. So,
Well, it's
you didn't even
definitely
spark.
it's definitely none of your magic hocus pocus.
You didn't even spark the flint.
Yeah, I did.
How do you think it's the flint?
How else would I have made the fire?
Mark your little paper off on how many times you don't believe in magic.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. So, sitting down by the fire and looking at Darren. So, you really don't believe in magic?
Yeah. Why would I believe in magic? There's an explanation for all of this.
I cast Mage Hand. And it's this little neon blue hand that's just kind of like floating around. And I wave and it waves.
Yeah, I wave back to it.
Explain that.
Oh, your third hand. Look, there are a lot of different, species and creatures out there with all sorts of different abilities. But they're not magical, they're innate. You creating that hand in front of me is no different than me taking a shit.
Playing Dungeons and Dragons crap again. You know what's
Oh.
Look, that is magic, though, Dowden. I don't understand why you can't see that. It's not
What's
innate.
magic?
This is magic, and then I don't know. Let me look at my spells real quick.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy for a really low tremor in the ground. I'm just gonna be like, huh? And then touch the ground, and a really low tremor.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I've tried everything, but I'll try it again. I'll just set the top of my staff, which is like this lion's head, to light, and just shine it at him. And it's not gonna work, but it's like, this is magic. You have to use ancient words and some movements. It doesn't just happen.
I move my hands like I'm doing these movements, and then one of my fingers ends up covering a nostril, and I shoot a snot rocket on the ground, and I go,
Oh.
"Is that magic?"
In some
See?
places.
I don't see the difference.
See, this guy. So, all I remember of your name is Rad. I'm sorry.
Calrad.
Alright.
Calrad. So, Calrad is going to tell you it's years and years of intense study, and you have to do everything exactly like so. But it's crap. It's that is the hocus
See-
pocus mumbo jumbo of all of it.
Yes,
I'm out here.
All of it is hocus pocus. You're right.
No, I'm telling you, you just feel it. You just invoke emotion, and magic happens. Why do you think I do what I do?
Because you need money.
Fair.
Also true.
Yeah, and then I'll just high five I'll high five my ghost hand about it.
DM, the area that we're camping,
Mhm.
is it the road and then it's a little clearing? There's space from the road and the trees, or we're just in between a mess of trees?
Right now, you're actually sort of up what would be like a shoulder for the road. So you're just
Gotcha.
right off the side.
Okay. I'm gonna find the closest tree to the road
Mhm.
and just kind of position myself to where oncoming traffic wouldn't see me, and just sit there and then play with my deck of cards.
Okay.
I would like to make the fire just slightly bigger. Mostly just in hopes that another traveler would want to find us, and I can regale them with amazing stories all night.
Yeah. I will start reading my book.
All right. As the evening goes on, the driver sort of pops up. So I'm gonna go take my rest. Are we doing watches, or am I good to sleep the full 8 so we can go ahead and get moving as soon as we
I
ready.
think Silver's taking the whole watch, so
I'll be up for part of it too.
Why don't we just have our magic hands and eyeballs do the watch for us? Why do we have to do a watch at all if there's magic?
that's. I mean, that's a possibility, but I would have to set up the whole thing. I'd have to set up the whole ritual.
And this is where it all falls apart.
It doesn't fall apart just because I can't just do it
Then what's the
on
point of magic?
command. That other people could probably do it on command. I can't. It doesn't mean that it's not magic.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it on command.
Okay. Well, not everybody can just will things into existence through song. So
So you agree that there's no magic?
So you agree that I'm better than you?
We're both
just because you can just think about a song and then sing it, and then everybody's like all happy for a couple seconds, doesn't mean that is better than what I do, which took years in an academy to understand the substance of, let's say, ice and how it performs when you throw it and it explodes and everybody takes
So
wounds.
you're at this point after years of study. That's what you're telling me.
Well, I mean, it starts small and then it gets bigger as
So you're a
as the
magic grower,
study.
not a magic shower.
Yeah, exactly. I grow the magic over years, and it will be much more powerful than anything you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, but I'm also just doing it right now. So anyway, I'm gonna go over here and write my book.
All right.
I dismiss myself from the conversation smugly.
Just shake my head.
As the evening goes on, those of you who are staying up, so Valhoric and I believe it was Mercury, go ahead and roll perception for the first 4 hours of your shift. At this point, you guys would have been up for quite a bit of time. So anytime after this, you guys might get to the point of getting tired or exhausted if you guys continue to push through after this 4-hour watch.
There's 2 silver on the line. I'm pushing through. But I got a 20.
A 20.
I got a 22.
Ooh, 22 or a 20 as well?
22, like 2-2.
Okay.
Double deuce.
Mercury, sort of behind you, where you're propped up next to that tree, you do hear some twigs snapping behind you.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Valoric, and then I'm gonna try and communicate with him non-verbally to go wake everybody up. Just and then I'm gonna assume that he understood what I meant. Chances are low. But and then I'm just gonna wait if that sound gets closer or not. And then I'll stay there.
I'm gonna make a wisdom check to see if I understood that. Is that cool?
That is absolutely what I was getting ready to ask you.
Insight.
Ooh, actually, if you have an insight, you can roll insight.
I do. So that would be a 21.
Yeah, you've been with him long enough that you sort of know what he's trying to get at with his hand motions.
All right. Then I'm gonna kind of creep my way around the camp, just all right, wake up. Potential bad things are stirring.
Yeah, is it you're failing this bet? Is that what?
I'm still awake. Is it you failing at being able to do magic after years?
I don't fail at it.
All right, there's something coming.
I'll
Keep
get
your voice down.
I'll get my axes ready.
I will get my book ready. My other book.
And Dallin, I'm assuming you
And I'll
slept
have,
in your armor, by the way.
Yeah, on the road. Hell yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
I'll also have my cat, my familiar Pinota, go out and kind of look around too. And I'll kind of I'll sit on the ground and look through Pinota's eyes.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check then.
What is that is a 13.
13.
I do, and they have dark, and she has a dark vision, so.
Okay. After you
I have advantage. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you do, because kitty cat.
19.
19. After you sort of wake up, sit up, and have your familiar begin to sort of check around. Something sort of peeks up. You can't see. You see more or less a dark figure, an outline, sort of behind the tree that Mercury is standing by. So it's blocked from his vision currently, but you see a figure almost look like it's running from tree to tree.
There's
Smaller-
someone out there.
Smaller in size, probably about 3.5, 4 feet tall.
It's small. I don't really know what it is though. And I'll have Pinota kind of follow. Safe distance follow.
Is she trying to be stealthy?
Yeah, I'll roll stealth.
Yeah.
Not very stealthy. Stealthy is a cat who goes through the noisy branches. I got an 8.
Okay. A few twigs pop, and you hear some brushing of the leaves on the ground. Mercury, as you see this cat sort of walk up to almost the area where you're standing at, as an arrow flings by and hits right next to the familiar.
She gets the hell out of there.
Just instantly turns around and runs.
Can I make some sort of a check to see where the arrow came from?
You can go ahead and make we can either do survival or perception.
Okay. I think that's about it's the same roll either way.
Okay, go ahead and roll survival for me then.
Oof,
5. Even with the 5, you can tell that it has a more of a downward angle. So it would be really weird for it to be from from the ground level at least. You're not exactly sure where it came from, but you know it came from not ground level.
Okay. I'll ready my axe and my shield, and I'll just kind of like keep just a lookout until something else happens, I guess. I'm gonna stay next to the tree though.
All right.
Yeah. I'm no longer controlling Pinota either. So.
Pinota like runs up and curls up in your lap as you're still squatting down and just like freaking out a little bit.
I'll just like calm her with my hand.
Roll animal handling.
Well, it's my familiar, but yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6. I'm not very good at that, apparently.
It's a familiar.
It's
It has
an
a
unnerving situation.
right.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think it is?
And just
Yeah. I mean,
right.
we could telepathically talk, but that's probably about what it would be anyway. So
Right.
It's okay.
What are the rest of you doing as this is happening?
I'm gonna make my way up and stand next to Mercury.
Are you doing it stealthily, or are you sort of just walking?
I'm just gonna stroll up.
Okay. What is your AC?
My AC is 13.
13. As you're strolling up to Mercury, you see a arrow just get lodged in Mr. Silkmoon's shoulder. Silkmoon, you take 7 points
Shit.
of damage. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Jesus.
Damn. I ain't playing around.
Insult to injury right there.
That's Constitution saving throw. It's 20 on the dice. I'm rolling really fucking well today.
You begin to feel a little drowsy, but you sort of shake it off as you pull the bolt out, and you see there is a dark black liquid at the end. It's not blood, but you can see there's something else adhesive stuck to the tip of the bolt.
Is this in clear view of like camp?
Yeah, you guys can see this, especially with the fire that is sort of emulating right there. Everyone can go ahead and roll
I'm immediately
initiative.
casting like mage armor.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
So-
You can do that prior to the initiative being rolled. Then I need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative.
Ooh, first initiative. God, I do not miss cleric initiative.
Yeah.
All right, I got mine when you're ready.
Hold on 1 second. Dalaran,
20.
Kara,
15.
Mercury,
9.
and Valhoric.
13. I misplayed that so hard.
You think?
No. I was thinking I'd get up to a point, then do something. I should have just done the thing
And then
and walked up at the same time.
Yeah. Instead, you just took a bolt for free.
Yeah.
Dalaran, it is your turn.
I don't see anything to attack at the moment.
Go ahead. You can make a perception check.
9.
You do not currently see anything to actually attack.
I stroll up to Valhoric,
We're just all strolling
Up to-
into.
okay.
and I kneel next to him and I say, "Good thing you had your magic." And then I walk face first toward whatever the hell shot at him, like the direction of the arrow. I just start fucking walking that way.
Fucking not.
Yeah,
For
what's
as far as my movement will take me.
You hear a bolt whiz by as it sort of ricochets off your armor, and you see a goblin sort of perched up in the tree with a little hand crossbow.
Okay.
He's probably about 30 feet away from you and up a tree.
If you'll allow it, I will pull out one of my hand axes and throw it.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Oh dear. That's a 7 to hit.
The axe goes as long as you hear it, and then falls somewhere in the at the base of the tree where it is.
How far away is he from me?
From you, he's currently 10 feet away from you.
Okay, so as a time mage, I can, as a reaction, allow him to re-roll that. So I'm going to kind of
Wait, that's it.
hear it fail, and then I'll be like, "Let's try that again," and then you can re-roll that. Yeah.
Oh, good, we have Zillion here.
I love that for our entire time adventuring together, I've just thrown a whole bunch of axes and missed.
Yeah.
And you allowed me to re-throw it, and I still just like,
Yeah.
I'm clueless. Like, no.
No?
Yeah,
No, that
no
was all
one-
me. That
No
was
one
all
knows. No one knows that. So I haven't told anybody that.
That was all me. I hit that. All right, I'm gonna re-roll this.
Cool.
As the axe goes back into my hand.
This is the perfect group to try to write a book about.
17 to hit.
17, that will barely hit. Go ahead and roll
Holy cow.
damage.
Alright.
Only reason it barely hit, he did have some cover from some branch.
Oh,
Oh,
I see,
okay.
I see.
I was like, damn, dude.
No,
Yeah,
no.
me
He had,
too.
he had some
I'm
cover. He had
scared.
some AC cover.
Okay, cool.
I'll show you AC cover.
He showed you it all right.
Oh, Jesus. 4
Bruce didn't
points
tell
of
us,
damage.
but we were playing on Proud Mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can't make you re-roll that, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
How much damage was it?
4.
Solid.
Yeah, not really.
That one
Yeah.
though.
Yep.
Yeah, no one knows. No one knows that you missed.
Calred, it is your turn.
So I kind of get an idea of where he's throwing things, but I
You've
probably
seen it
can't
twice.
see anything.
Yeah,
I'm
not from
human.
your perception or from your angle even. And it's
Right,
beyond the
so
30 feet for the fog, so you actually just see
Yeah,
bolts
so
coming out of the
what-
fog.
What I'm gonna do is pick up like a rock, maybe the biggest rock I can find. Hopefully, like hand size,
Okay,
like palm
okay.
size, and cast light on it, and then throw it towards where he threw his axe.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
17.
17. You are a buff wizard. As you
Yeah.
check
I
his...
rolled an 8. I rolled an 18 minus 1.
Oh,
so,
awkward.
Yeah, I'm super buff. Super buff.
You go ahead and light it and then just throw it. It gets to
And it gets up
the
it's
base
up
of the
20
tree.
feet of dim light.
Okay.
Or no, 20 foot bright light and then 20 foot dim light. So 40 feet of light total.
You can now see the base of the tree. It is still extremely foggy, so it attacks from this range would have some difficulty. But you now can at least see the tree, and you see the goblin about halfway up the tree in a little perch that looks like it was created. And he just has a hand for crossbows. He's trying to frantically load another bolt into it.
Hey, Darren, did you think you could do that with Flint? And then that'll be my turn. So I get his name wrong sometimes, so don't mind me.
Do what?
Valoric, it is your turn.
So, having pulled the bolt out of me, I'm just gonna look at it, and I'm gonna look back out into the woods, and I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
Of course.
Yeah, screw that guy, man.
What do you say to make it take mental pain and agony?
I'm pulling up my damage here. I'm gonna go. Next time you're gonna shoot like that, maybe hit me in the face. All right, your aim's pretty lame.
Your insults are pretty tame.
My insults are pretty tame. I can't see who it is. I don't want to like insult a priest.
A priest that just shot you with
Yeah.
an arrow.
Yeah, don't want to
Still a
insult that guy.
It's still a priest.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage.
All right, so it's 1d4 plus stuff. So it's gonna be 2 damage.
we are killing it on the damage.
They have disadvantage until the end of their next turn.
That's always good.
All right. Next up, out of coming from behind the tree, you do see a wolf run around, and Mercury. I can say you have an attack on it if you would like, as it's trying to run past you.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you have since you had your weapon and stuff ready.
Yep.
You go ahead and make an attack of opportunity as it's running right past you.
I'm hoping it's just going to get the rock that I threw.
No, it's actually running towards you.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah, it's an 11 to hit.
11 to hit. That hits. Go ahead and roll for.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, just a wolf.
No armor.
It's going to be 6 damage.
Okay.
There we go. Now we're damaging things.
Right. Now we are doing the thing, guys.
You did what? Triple mine and Ian's damage?
Excuse me.
He did exactly both of your damage together. So
I'm leading the team. No reaction is what's happening.
You sort of cut down as this wolf swings by. It definitely you've got its attention as it turns around and looks at you and will go ahead and make a bite attack at you.
Bring it.
13.
That's a miss.
It snaps at you, But you can see as it goes for like the lunge and the snap, where you cut into it, it sort of winces a little bit at the same time. But it's that is the wolf's turn. Next up is Mercury.
Okay, so based off where I'm at, where's Valoric at?
As far as I know, he's sitting sort of like right next to you.
Is there a way I can position myself between him and the goblin while still maintaining melee with the wolf?
Sure. You're just
Yeah,
rotating in
okay.
front of it, so I would allow it.
Okay. And then I'll swing at the wolf again.
Do it.
So now one.
Unfortunately, you swing your weapon and the wolf ducks underneath of it and it's stuck in the tree. You have to on your next turn make a strength check to try to pull it out, but it's currently stuck
Okay.
into the tree.
And then bonus action. Gonna cast Healing Word at first level
Okay.
on Valoric.
Total stunt man. Totally just sticks his sword and then's like, don't worry, I got you.
That's gonna be 5 health points.
You get 5 HP back, Mr. Valork.
Hey, thank you.
No problem.
It's cool. I got you in return, VB.
I gotta take damage first, bud.
Fair. Rude.
All right. Next up is the top of the initiative, Dalrin.
Dalran, are there? Do I see any other goblins now that this area is lit up a little bit with the rock that is sort of mimicking the fungus from like where I live?
Of course.
That has nothing to do with magic. It's completely biological.
Right, exactly. About 10 feet to your right, you do see a goblin that's beginning to climb a tree.
Okay. Are the trees next to each other?
No, they're probably about 20 feet apart. Trying to get
So there
a
are two goblins.
yeah.
Awesome.
It is indeed awesome.
I want to look at the where's the first goblin? I want to look at that one. How high up is it?
About 15 feet up off the ground in a makeshift.
I'd love to climb that tree and be next to that goblin.
Go ahead and roll a strength check to climb.
Athletics.
Oh, athletics if you have it.
Oh, I've got it.
Why would I assume anything different?
Yeah. Oh, I've got it. 14.
14. It is a little bit difficult to climb. It is a little wet. But you are able to go ahead and climb up it, and you are now standing toe-to-toe with this goblin, as a goblin's eyes are just wide open, as this dwarf is now just like, and just climbed up this tree.
Dude, RKO him out of the tree. RKO him out of the tree.
Is his crossbow loaded?
It is not loaded.
Damn. Okay. I'd like to throw this goblin out of the tree.
Go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
This is my tree now.
17.
17. The rest of you see a goblin just go out of a tree. It will take some bludgeoning damage as it smacks against the ground. And do you have a percentile by any chance, Dom?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a percentile for me.
19.
19. You hear a tink as the crossbow bolt just shoots out of the crossbow as it hits the ground, and you hear a yelp coming from the other tree.
Blurk, I think you have something to write about now.
I go, ooh, magic.
The goblin did take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as it fell out and sort of landed on its shoulder.
Do I have movement left?
I would probably say no after walking over to the tree and then also making the climb up to it.
Alright, there's no way I could jump out of this tree.
Oh,
into
jump!
the-
I would allow a jump, but you wouldn't be able to make acrobatics to try to save out of it. You would just be taking the fall
So I
damage.
go, ooh, magic. And then I want to give this goblin the people's elbow from the top of the tree.
I knew there was a reason that we traveled with this dwarf. The people's elbows goblins.
He provides half of the money based on the stories, I can tell.
Go ahead and roll to hit with a melee. Just say unarmed.
Like an unarmed
Yeah,
strike?
yeah.
Okay, cool. I will totally exchange my fall damage for his damage. I'm happy to do that. 22.
22. You do take 3 points of fall damage.
Checks out.
But thanks to the people's elbow, you happen to just right on his face with a metal armor with the elbow, just go straight through and cave the front of this goblin's face in.
Look back at the party. Just like abracadabra. Like just over here.
Some people might say you just got a deep bashing from deep
Yeah,
bashing.
I think you just got a deep bash.
I'm beginning to think that you are magical, but you just don't realize it.
That's a total possibility.
Dalrin's actually our caster in the party.
Right.
Everyone else is mundane. That would be.
Yeah, that was a turn and a half.
Nothing mundane about me, BB.
That goblin is no longer alive. The other goblin is going to make a con save. It is going to succeed.
Oh, I was hoping it just fell out of the tree.
From being asleep, just like...
Yeah. He just 2v1s everybody.
You guys hear some yelling in a language. Does anyone speak Goblin?
No.
Let me see.
No.
I tell people I do.
But do you?
You had to make sure that you didn't actually speak Goblin.
You guys all hear a yelling in a language you don't understand as he will go ahead. As he takes a shot at Mercury, as since Dalrin is considered prone, would be a difficult shot for him. So he will go ahead and take a shot at Mercury as he's lined up, blocking the shot for Vahoric.
Yep.
What
Ooh.
a homie.
That is a crit, sir. I'm sorry.
Can I see the goblin?
Not from. There's a tree in the way. You wouldn't be able to see the goblin.
Okay.
You can see the
Then-
tree he's in. but-
Sorry, I can't help you.
Yes.
You take a whopping 7 points
Okay.
of piercing.
I was actually scared. I was scared for a second.
I mean, it was a D6, but I just rolled poorly on it. So you do take 7 points. I need you to make a con save for me.
15.
15, that succeeds. You begin to feel extremely drowsy as you sort of shake your head and able to pull the bolt out as there is some sticky black adhesive similar to the one that Vahoric was holding. And he begins to climb down the tree. He's only at the base of the tree. But he is definitely not trying to stick around after someone just jumped, threw his buddy off, and then just gave him the people's elbows and smashed his face in. Next up, it is Vahoric.
Wait,
Alright.
what about me?
Oh, yeah, it would be.
Yep, just
I was
kidding.
at
Palred.
15.
Sorry. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna try. He's probably out of like.
You can now
little-
see the goblin, by the way, as he's at the base of the tree.
Oh, okay. I will try to firebolt him then.
Go
He's
ahead and-
getting away.
Roll to hit.
That's a 10.
That misses, unfortunately, friend. and it just sort of
I light
disappears.
the tree on fire, and yeah.
Oh shit. There's a lot of
Put it-
trees.
Right.
Hmm.
Yep. Anything you like to do for a bonus action or anything cool like that?
I will. I think. No, I can't do anything.
Okay. Valhoric.
All right. So, with my friend having just been shot, I'm now a little upset. Nobody hurts my friends but me. And only for the memes. But anyway, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on him.
Okay.
And that heals for 6.
Sick.
And I'm going to make eye contact with the goblin at the base of the tree. And I'm going to cast Id Insinuation. So, Id Insinuation, you unleash a torrent of conflicting desires in the mind of one creature you can see within range, impairing their ability to make decisions. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be incapacitated. Then there's damage involved after that. So it's a DC 13 spell. It's a DC 13 wisdom save.
He makes eye contact, and you sort of see his movement sort of stop. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. That's a D12 worth of damage here.
That'll do it.
Wow, nice. Already?
Yeah. Don't fuck with me.
It's like Witch Bolt, but mental.
Mental witch bolt.
And it's not a concentration.
Yeah. It's
All
Balance.
right, so that is yeah. So that's 7 damage,
7 damage.
7 psychic damage. And as I'm making eye contact, I'm just gonna walk at him, rapier in hand, going, "You really think that was a good choice? Loosen that bolt like that. You have no idea what you just brought on yourself."
It is beginning to make a lot of regrets.
That sounds right.
Next up, as you are beginning to walk towards the goblin, the wolf will take an attack of opportunity on you.
Bet. I forgot about that.
That's an 18 to hit.
I say no.
Bad dog.
I'm gonna smack him on the nose.
I'll see that he's totally oblivious to this wolf. And be like, all right, just rewind time again. Make the wolf re-roll it. Let's try this again.
Now, do I use the new roll no matter what it is, or
You have to use the new roll no matter
Okay.
what. So,
Watch it crit.
yeah.
it did roll a 19, so it didn't crit, but it did
Okay,
roll better.
all right.
So you see the wolf like back up a little bit and then bite on even more securely.
All right. Well, I guess it was meant to happen. So
You take 5 points of piercing.
Okay. I'm here for it. It was worth the.
It is now the wolf's turn. It is going to actually bite you again. It's just going to chomp down again on your arm. Ooh, that is a 11 to hit.
Not gonna get me, BB.
As it mouth opens up and gets ready to crunch down again, you rip your arm out as he's now looking very feral at you. Next up, we have Mercury. You do get attack of opportunity on the dog, or on the wolf, as it runs to.
But it would be an unarmored or like an unarmed strike, right? Because my axe is
Right.
entry.
So you can make an unarmed strike on it, or just let it go on.
Oh no, for sure. I'm gonna kick the shit out of this thing.
Literally just kick.
Pat it on the booty.
Good game. Good game.
That's 11.
11. That barely hits.
Okay, cool.
As you're just gonna literally kick the dog.
It's just 3 damage.
Okay. All right. It is now your turn.
Okay. to get my axe out of the tree, it's an action, right?
Yep, that would be an action to get your axe out of the tree.
Can I just make another kick?
Yeah, you can make it.
Well, actually, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Is there a way, like, do I need a certain, like, feat or something to use my shield as a weapon? Like, if I wanted to, like, run up and just fucking hit it with my shield, what would I need for that?
I think it would be improvised.
It'd be
at this point.
Yeah.
And then if you want to make it better, I think you take like Tavern Brawler.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So you could do it. You just want to have your proficiency with it.
I'll just do unarmed strike again.
Okay.
I'll just deck it right in the fucking eye or something.
Do it.
That's gonna be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
It's another 3.
Another 3.
Stop hitting mine.
You are considered flanking it now, so you can actually go ahead and re-roll your attack and see if you crit.
Oh, so I don't.
Okay.
18 is still the best.
Cool. Dowrin.
Bonus action.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, bonus action.
sorry.
I forgot. You're a bard. You can do, or a cleric. You can do things.
Yeah. I'm gonna do. Fuck. What did I do? Yeah, I'm just gonna cast Healing Word
Okay.
on Bullard.
Okay.
I think that's 6, right? Yes. Yeah, 6 health.
All right, you
Thank
heal up
you.
6 points of damage.
Sparta kick, punch in the face, heal.
Cleric.
Sounds like a war cleric.
Yeah.
Angry healing.
Top of the round. Dalaran, you are elbows deep in this goblin's face.
Oh,
Yeah, I deep bashed it. I'm gonna get up.
All right, that is half your movement to stand up.
Can I get to Mercury?
Yeah, I would say it'd be the rest of your movement to make it to Mercury.
All right. I'll try and kick Mercury's axe out of the tree.
Calrat, no.
No. Go ahead and make a unarmed strike against it. I like how we are now on stream, all just Mercury. We all just fit in Mercury square. We are Mercury.
We
Nice.
are Mercury. Oh dear. You know how I came over here, Merc,
Uh-huh.
trying to fix the situation? I also rolled a nat 1.
This axe is cursed.
The axe, is it just like a hand axe?
Yeah.
You see that you do kick and remove the axe from the tree. I should say the handle, as the blade is still stuck into the tree.
Right. Awesome.
Whoops.
Is there anything you'd like to do for a bonus action?
I'd like to apologize and offer one of my axes. My bad.
I'll take the axe.
And then I will action surge and turn around and use my remaining axe to hit the wolf.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Back.
Hey, welcome back!
Welcome back.
14 to hit the wolf.
That hits.
All right. For 5 points of damage.
Describe what you do after you epically fail kicking the axe out of the tree. Hand him a new axe, and then lodge your axe into the wolf, making the killing blow.
So this whole time I'm just walking around nonchalantly. I kick the axe and I just apologize. I'm sorry. And I hand him a new axe. Turn around and bury the axe that I have in the skull of the wolf.
Wow.
Exactly.
I imagine it's like in Infinity War when Captain America and Thor meet at the end, and they're like, "Hey, you stole my beard." It's like that same level of like crazy action going on, and we just stop, and then you hand me an axe.
Right.
I'm sorry this keeps happening.
Right. Yeah, that is your turn, Mr. Goblin's turn, actually. He is incapacitated. Go ahead and... Do I make the save first? Oh, no. So you do roll the damage, and then I try to make a save. So go ahead and roll the D12 psychic damage.
So here's another D12 worth of psychic damage coming in, as I'm just burning my eyes into this guy for another 7 damage.
You see the eyes sort of just roll back in the goblin's head, and he just sort of collapses on the ground as some red liquid begins to leave out of his ear.
Some people can't handle an aneurysm.
Wow. That's the line. So is everybody dead?
It definitely seems all foes who have made themselves known have been dispatched.
I would like to cast Thaumaturgy and yell into the forest. If anybody else wants a piece, not tonight.
Roll a charisma check for me.
I will.
Let's just announce our presence to everybody.
Yeah.
And not to do it tonight.
I'm pissed.
Tomorrow? All means, go for it. Tonight? I'm over it. Oh, Paper Curl 24.
Okay, you made yourself very loud and known to the entire forest. And that tonight is not a good night.
No.
All right.
We'll walk back to the fire muttering about how there's now a hole in my coat.
Ugh. Where's the driver?
That was my next question, yeah.
You see that he sort of, after you guys are muttering and started to like wind down from the combat, you see him poke his head up over the side of the cart. Is it over?
Yep.
Good.
Can I drag the wolf to near the fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna look between everybody else in the party. Then I'm gonna look at the driver and go, "You know you owe us now, right?"
I'm aware.
You know what? Just refund us for what we paid for the ferry from town to town, and we'll call it square.
Okay. He goes ahead and gives you the amount of 2 silver back from each person. So you guys gain 2 silver back.
I'm going to take my 2 silver, hand it to the wizard, and go to bed.
Good call.
And then while he's asleep, I will give it back to the driver.
He nods and sort of falls asleep underneath the wolf pelt. What would you like to do with that wolf now that it has been drugged back to the fire?
I'm gonna attempt to start like hacking meat and like pelts and stuff, and like gather what I can of value from it. But I don't believe I have that many. I don't think I have skills in it, so I'm gonna ask. Dalra, do you want to give me a hand on this?
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right, so you have advantage on the roll, and it is going to be a survival check to skin this.
Okay.
Is your axe still stuck in the tree, or did we?
The
No.
head of the axe is, but the handle got kicked off.
Yeah,
Oh.
Downward tried to kick it out of the tree, and he rolled a 1, so he just kicked the handle
Yeah.
of the axe off.
I was in my temporal stasis, so.
Exactly.
I'm the one rolling, right?
Yeah, you are, because he's assisting
Okay.
you.
Cool. 15.
15. The pelt has some damage to it, obviously, from the combat. But you're able to get a wolf pelt that is slightly damaged, as well as about 2 rations worth of meat off the wolf.
Great. Now we have something to trade with when we get into town.
I'm gonna crawl into my tent and fall asleep though, so I can get my spells back.
Yes. So are you wanting to go ahead and sleep the full 8 hours to allow everyone?
Are you guys sleeping in the cart or just near the campfire?
I set up my tent with mage hand and stuff, and I'm like in it.
Oh, okay. Before that, like everybody starts to like rest for the evening, or unless this happens while we're doing the wolf thing, then never.
Yeah, I would say him getting getting into his tent would have happened while you and Dallin were chopping up the wolf and getting everything out of it.
Okay. I'll just stay up and keep watch.
Okay. Since it is you've been awake for quite some time, I need you to go ahead and roll a Constitution save for me.
That's gonna be a 17.
17. You push through, but you do have 1 level of exhaustion.
That's under conditions. Right?
Yep. And what that means for you is you have disadvantage on all ability checks until you rest.
Yep. I mean, how much longer until the morning? Or did this whole thing just change our plan? Like, how long?
So, I mean, the wizard and Conrad and Valhork would need 8 hours of sleep to get their health points and their spell slots back. If they're
Total,
any.
yeah.
But Valhork hasn't slept any yet, so he would need a full 8 hours compared to, I guess, Calred would just need 4 hours of sleep, and same with Balrun to be fully rested.
Alright, so I'll wait 4, and then I'll wake everyone else up.
Okay. Dalrin and Calred, you guys are fully rested. You do have your hit points back if you lost any. You have your spell slots back if you used any. But
I got my chronal shift back.
yeah, Valric, you are still sleeping night for another 4 hours. Do you go ahead and clock out Mercury? Or are you wanting to stay awake?
I'll probably do, like, I don't know. I'll probably do like 4, and so it's like half. But
Okay.
I'm not gonna do a full.
You could take a it's considered a short rest, so you can roll your hit dice to heal up if you would like to.
No, I'm good for now.
Okay.
So, during the back half of my long rest, can I be awake but playing the Song of Rest on my lute?
What does the Song of Rest do?
So, Song of Rest, I always know the thing until I have to use it.
Of course, of course.
So, let's see, is this something I can even... Yeah, beginning at 2nd level, you can use soothing music or oration to help revitalize your wounded allies during a short rest. If you or any friendly creatures who hear your performance regain hit points at the end of the short rest by spending 1 or more hit dice, each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6.
You could, but they did take 2 long rests, and Mercury didn't want to use any hit dice to heal, so it wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't
Then we're
actually
good.
do
Never mind.
anything. So you could just continue to do your full rest.
Okay.
So
Give me my spell slots back.
right after about the same time you wake everyone else up, Mercury, the cart handler wakes up as well. So are we Are we ready to keep moving, or we're burning daylight here?
Yeah, get the cart ready. I'll go talk to everybody else.
All
I'm
right.
gonna make no effort to hurry anybody up.
He definitely takes his time to get the cart in order and stuff like that. Make a perception check while you're walking around and sort of getting everyone up and not telling people to hurry up.
For 12.
12. You notice the head of your axe is missing.
Okay. All right. I'll be a little more like frantic, and I'll like walk a little faster to get people going. But I'm just gonna keep a lookout. I'm not gonna tell anybody about it.
All right. It definitely gets some extra time. Valric, you wake up for a brief moment, go into the cart, and then go back to sleep. So you can continue your long rest as everyone else sort of piles in and continues on their trip.
At least y'all get a peaceful ride with me not yammering about shit.
Exactly. For about 3 hours at least. A pretty uneventful day. You guys do pass some other carts that are heading towards the big trade city of Arrowfell. But overall, a very uneventful day. Is there anything you guys would like to prep or do during the day? Otherwise, we're just going to sort of fast forward through the today.
I really don't have anything.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
I'm
Okay.
just reading.
A night that sort of matches the day. It's you guys, take your watches, but nothing eventful happens during the evening. It's almost the exact opposite of how it was last night, though. It is crystal clear skies, but you do have forests on both sides of you as this dirt path from Arrowfell to the city under the mountain. As you guys begin to get closer and closer, you guys do see the large mountain range that houses the city. But it is still probably about a half a day's travel to get there. So tomorrow you definitely expect to arrive at the city entrance for the gates. But everyone who is go ahead and have sorry, I'm thinking. We'll have Mercury. Go ahead and roll a perception for me during your night shift.
13.
13. Something passes overhead. You can't tell what it is because of the foliage from the forest, but it definitely has a rather large wingspan or whatever it is. Could be just a large bird or something like that, but something does pass overhead. You just sort of hear it going right over, just as it goes by. Definitely heading in the same direction of the city.
Can I make like an insight check or something to see if I get a sense that it's dangerous?
Yeah, you can roll an insight.
Not very good. 7.
7? I mean, with the wingspan this size, if it knew you were there, it could be dangerous. But you're not exactly sure what it is to actually decide if this thing is a threat or not. But it doesn't seem to have noticed you as well. It's still a cold night, so you guys do have like a smaller fire going, not something that's outrageous and showing everyone where you are. But it doesn't seem to have noticed that you guys are there. If it did notice it, didn't care.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the driver. Just be like, so what sort of beasts claim the skies here? Are we in danger on this path? How often do you travel this?
And he's definitely a little groggy, as this is during sort of like the part of your night shift watch. I make this trek specifically probably once or two times a month. Things in the sky. I mean, there's some rocks that can go to the mountains. But other than that, not that I'm aware of.
So you wouldn't be worried?
I mean, we have some pretty good cover. I doubt it even knows that we're here. I mean, it maybe smells as much as the smoke, but I wouldn't be worried of something. We're pretty decently off the path, too, so I think we're safer than sorry right now. We hear it coming, that's for sure, but the way the wings were going, it seems like it's heading towards home back up in the mountaintops.
Alright.
The thing we have to be more worried about are the owl bears. Those could mess with us, but they're not in the sky, obviously.
Right. And then I'm just gonna let the conversation just fizzle.
Hey, it seems he's sort of glad that it is, so he can go back to resting.
Right.
It definitely the following day comes as you guys pack up your stuff and get ready to get back onto the cart. The halfling sort of props back up. All right, we're about 5 or 6 hours away from the city. Then we can go our separate ways. I'm not sure if you guys are needing back to Arrowfell, but if you guys are, let me know, and I can see if there's any business within the city that I can work with until you guys need to travel back. But if you guys don't have anything else, we are. And it sort of pets the horse. We're all set, ready to go if you guys are.
I'll hop up in the wagon. I have one of my one of my books in my lap that I'm kind of writing in, but I'm also muttering out loud like I'm rehearsing something.
Okay.
It's like a dull whisper, nothing like over the top.
That might be the
Is this something-
first.
Is this something you do often?
Yes. But like getting ready to go into a new town, I'm like getting some performances ready, like having them at the front of my mind so I can try to make some money.
Okay. You guys get into the cart and begin heading onwards. About 2 or 3 hours into the trip, you're about halfway from where you guys started to the day to the city. It comes to a fork in the road. And if those of you guys who may be from this area would know that either left would take you off to Valoran, or right would take you to the city under the mountain. You guys do see coming from Valoran path. It almost also turns into a stone path at that point. Valoran is the capital city of this area, but you do see the Knight's Guard with a caravan heading from Valoran to at least coming your direction as you guys are at the fork in the road currently. The halfling sort of stoops down a little bit, and you guys get a little bit of a jolt as he sort of rushes the horses away from the Knight's Guard, heading towards the city under the mountain.
You had my interest. Now you have my curiosity. I'm gonna hop up in the front seat next to him. So why are we hiding?
I mean, they're when business is slow, pockets need filled, and he continues to.
Oh.
And you guys definitely get to see there's a little bit of a. They were doing like this just a small walk, but it's now becoming more of a trot. Then you're going a little bit faster. It's not like a full blown chase, as that might bring some attention, but it's definitely a faster pace than you guys have been going pretty much the entire way to the up until this point.
It's interesting to know that your horses move faster than a saunter, but so tell me what kind of pocket-filling business are you in when business is slow? You can trust me. You can trust me.
I don't know if I can trust you. You guys are 4 random people.
Who saved your life?
That's
Bingo.
That's fair. Go ahead and roll a. One of you can roll a persuasion check with advantage.
I got it.
Yeah.
I'll roll it. It's okay.
21.
21. It's like, I mean, there's some smuggling that goes on, some theft. I mean, when you're part of the hand, you gotta do what you do to make ends meet.
Hey man, when you're part of the hand, you got to be the part of the hand that feeds you, you know. So does that mean there might be some secret compartments somewhere on this cart that maybe I could stash a little nonsense until?
Not that are already full.
I'm gonna shoot a glance back at Mercury when he says "not that are already full."
Yeah.
He's sort of just
I'm not even gonna be coy about it. I'm gonna start searching.
go ahead and roll a perception check.
Gonna eye you over the top of my book, like, what is going on?
16.
16. You only find one compartment. And underneath that compartment is quite a bit of metal bars. They are red metal.
Can I see if I know what they are, or is it a guarantee I don't?
Go ahead and just roll an intelligence check.
Okay. 12.
You have no idea what this is.
Okay. I'm gonna start taking the bars out, and I'm
Hey,
gonna be like,
hey,
hey, you can just put
hey.
them here. This one's empty.
Put those
At that
back
point,
before the guards
I'm
see
gonna put
those.
my hand on his shoulder and push him back towards where he's looking towards the road. I was on the road there, Chief.
Just sort of sighs, and then you hear the crack of the reins as the horse goes full speed forward.
Oh, your horses can move. As I'm bracing myself a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, your horses are quick. You have compartments in your cart. You have some sort of red metal that I am interested in. We're going to have a conversation about that here momentarily. But I would say at this point, you work for Randy Smugglers Incorporated, or I go to the cops.
Go to the cops. We'll see how it works.
I can do that. Yeah. As soon as we get into town, boom. You're gonna have the town guard all over your cart.
Better yet, I won't even put these back.
Yeah, just leave them in the back. Because obviously they were needed to be hidden. We're going into a dwarven town, and you have some sort of illicit metals. What are they, metal drugs? Is that something? Dalrit, do dwarves do metal drugs?
Yeah, why?
Oh, I'm just testing a theory here. You wouldn't happen to be smuggling metal drugs, would you?
No.
Liar.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah, you can absolutely insight check him.
Can we just leave the man alone to his illicit desires? I don't think we need to really involve ourselves in his
13.
empire.
13? He has no idea what metal drugs are.
Okay. I'll start putting the metal back, but I'll keep one.
Okay. As you sort of have them in your hand, they are very warm to the touch. Even though it's very cold outside and it's been cold overall, the bars are still warm to the touch.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm gonna slap him on the shoulder and just laugh. Just I'm just messing with you, bud. Lighten up, you're good. And then I'm gonna like disappear back into the back of the cart.
He's gonna look back at you. And just keep going full speed towards the gate entrance.
If it's the hand, I think. Can I roll like a history or something on the hand to see if I know what's going on there?
Yeah, you can roll a history.
Yeah, see if that's the hand I'm thinking. $17?
17. It probably is. A lot of people definitely don't reveal themselves as part of the hand unless it's a dire emergency, as if like, you know, getting close to being captured by the guard or something like that. But they it's probably the hand.
Okay. So quietly to my compatriots, hey, so this guy had said that he's part of the hand, or at least doing work for the hand. We don't want to mess with that.
Is that another one of your licit companies? Your business
They're,
enterprises?
they're totally above board. They are just known for their more hostile approaches towards businessing.
So they're like a gang?
You could say that they're organized. And crime is such a subjective word.
I mean, if they're business folk, then they're not criminals, so...
No, absolutely not. But I would think that it's best, shooting a look back at Mercury, maybe we leave everything intact.
I'll put the last one back.
Is there some kind of metal shortage that we should worry about?
I wouldn't think so, but if he's moving stuff for the hand, then I don't want them coming after us. I don't want this guy getting wrapped up in some bullshit he doesn't need to be wrapped up in.
I don't want to come between, somebody in the way they make their money.
Yeah,
Right.
It feels scummy. It feels scummy.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good to just
Bad
start.
form.
Like, for instance, if we were to like threaten this guy with the guard or something, I would feel terrible. Like, I don't think we should do that at all.
I mean, I can do it if you're uncomfortable.
I think that already happened there, Dal.
Oh.
So, I don't. Were you trying to understand magic again?
I
Went right over your head and you fell
perfectly
asleep.
understand magic because it doesn't exist.
Mercury, as you put the bar back, your hand is still warm, and it almost has like a reddish tint to it, almost like if it was burned. It doesn't hurt, but it has a reddish tint as if you held hot metal, and it's still a little warm even after putting the bar back.
Damn, I really want this fucking bar, man. But I'm gonna leave it.
So, should I ask him about the metal? Are we
Sure.
Are we
Let's-
curious about this?
Let's try to extort him and then ask him for information afterwards.
Yeah, I wasn't extorting. It was a joke. It was a joke.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll slink back up to the front seat. Hey, buddy.
What?
We were joking before. Gotta get the ha-has. Gotta make the hee-hees happen. It's been a long trip. Just out of curiosity, what are you hauling back there?
In which compartment is he? Has a direct-eating smile on his face.
All right. The one that we found, the red bars. What are those?
Even though there's obviously no one else around, but he definitely like does a once-over, looks around. They're Hellfire bars.
Hellfire bars. Those sound cool.
Do I know anything? I just want to roll history.
You can make
'cause
history or Arcana.
Oh, both.
Just let me know which one you're rolling, as you will get different information.
I got a 6 on Arcana.
Magic doesn't exist.
They don't have any magic value to them whatsoever that you can recall.
So they're just mundane and they just have weird properties. All right.
Yeah, you're not sure if it has something to do with the smelting process that
Say that again, but slowly.
I don't say it out loud. I'm just taking notes for myself.
Yeah, you're not sure if it's something within the smelting that has a chemical reaction, or anything like that. But they definitely, as far as you from reading and other stuff, have not heard of hellfire.
Okay.
So, like, what do you use it for?
I don't use it for anything, but people can use it to make armor, poisoning. Can go for a lot of different things depending on what you use it for.
So, touching it with your bare hands, good or bad?
I wouldn't recommend it, but as he sort of looks over to
Merc your bone. Sorry, bud.
Merc, you might want to start making amends with your gods.
It'll just be a small burn mark. If you get investigated, you'll be able to tell that you've probably been messing with some hot metal, or worst case scenario, if they're paranoid that you have your hands on some of this metal, but otherwise it's...
So this isn't coming off?
It will come off in a couple hours. It's just like a severe burn would last.
Okay. God, I am so intrigued by this. Like, what the hell?
Why aren't you
Hey,
part
small
of
guy,
this?
I don't think we ever asked your name.
No, you
Small guy.
have not. It's Ari.
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 Yes.
Ari, the cab driver.
It's more of a cart, but I understand.
He's a writer. He has weird words. Don't worry about it.
He's got more than weird words, that's for sure.
Should we cover up your hand, Merc, just in case someone notices?
I'll just put my hands like this and just sit back, chill.
All right.
And Ari looks over to you as he asks if it was a racist comment. He's like, "No, I meant your personality, friend."
I think it was a comment about my horns. He made a comment about my horns. This guy sucks.
He didn't make a comment about your horns.
Maybe he made a comment about your feet. I mean your hooves.
You said feet. You said feet. I won. I won. He said feet. Everybody heard it.
A little bit extra time goes on, and you guys do see there is beginning to where there are enormous doors. There are like stone doors that are entrance to the city. We're talking like 100 feet tall. Just solid stone doors that are currently closed, which is abnormal for the city. They have a extremely long line of carts, whether it's travel or trade, that are sort of sitting outside the gate. Ari sort of looks over. Well, that can't be good.
So this doesn't happen often, is what you're saying?
Not since the last time they were under attack, probably about 80 years ago.
So let's do the math here.
Okay.
We're all aware that you're a smuggler now. There is a long line through a city that's probably going to have guards at the entrance. What are the odds that we make it through unscathed?
That you guys make it through, I think it's fine. They'll look for, make sure that no one is smuggling anything. But this is my first rodeo with the guards inspecting my vehicle. But there is a back entrance that not everyone knows about.
How long does it take to get there?
It's on the other side of the mountain, so you're probably on foot. Probably a day travel to get around to the
On
backside.
foot? I'm sorry, are you leaving us?
I mean, I'm going through the front because I have business here, and the path isn't accessible by cart, so it'd be obvious that something is out of the ordinary if I'm trying to drive this through.
Maybe we could, go see what's going on with the city for ourselves. Just walk through the front gate.
Just just walk on in. We'll catch you on the inside. You know, it might be like a 1 in, 1 out kind of situation. There could be a capacity. It might be that there's just way too many guys inside and they have to wait for some guys to leave because they don't want to throw off the ratio.
Right.
Sure.
Anyway, if you're interested in this side entrance, on the back side of this mountain, there is a bog. There is a entrance that you'd have to go ahead and swim through some of the bog to get through it. But I have and he gives a small scratch of paper in a quill and sort of dips into ink and begins to write on it. Does anyone speak Elvish?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
In Elvish, it says, restrained is the petrified, paralyzed is the invisible, but unconscious is the prone, as stunned is the poisoned.
Can you like write that down or like
Yeah.
send that to me so I can copy it down?
Yeah.
Since he wrote it down anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know why I'm trying to figure this out. My character doesn't know.
I'll just take the paper and mull over it for a while. I'm not very excited about going to a bog as I pat my books, especially if we have to swim.
Well, maybe you're right when you said earlier that we can just walk in the front. Like, we don't have anything wrong.
Yeah. Plus, we're here for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not the ones smuggling anything.
Yeah, maybe we just separate now and then we all just walk through the front separately.
I'm here for it.
You guys can tell, by the way, from this distance, that usually it's two just, like I said, extremely large doors. They're probably like 60, each door is 60 feet by 100 feet tall. They are both completely flush shut. So that way it looks like the wall of the mountain is completely closed off. There looks like to be no other entrances to the city gates. So like the front entrance
Are we on
would
like
be
a?
closed.
This is a me question, not a character
Yeah.
question. But are we on like a timetable? Like, are we in a hurry at all?
No, he said to you'll be contacted once you've entered the city on your next quest. But they didn't give you a name or description of who would be contacting you, just that you would be contacted.
Okay.
So we're gonna try this whole front door thing?
Well, addressing the halfling. Hey, Ari, is there any negative repercussions to getting caught using said back entrance?
Having them close it down, and then a lot of people are going to be angry about that, but it's not exactly for public use.
Right.
It's a good thing we're not the public.
I'm aware.
I don't know. I kind of don't want to go to a bog either.
It's not my first choice. So,
Or my second. Or third.
Dalrin, if you knock on the front door, do you think they'll let you in?
Yeah, probably.
That's our way in, boys. I'll hop off the cart.
Well, it's been nice, Ari. I guess we're leaving.
So there's a line of like carts here waiting to get in.
Yeah,
the
there's
city.
probably
Is that
about
what I'm
20 to 30 carts in front of you that are waiting to enter the city.
Yeah, and the stone doors are just closed.
Correct.
At the moment. Yeah. Do I know? Does this seem normal? Is this just a situation where we all just sort of we wait here, and then
Yeah.
they open, and then we all get to go in.
Typically, the city gates are open unless an attack is either known about or in the process of happening, where they would go ahead and shut the gates to the city to allow no other people in or to stop enemy forces from attacking. But it's more or less until the gates are open, there's no way to enter into the city until then.
Okay.
So sorry.
I'll start walking. I want to walk up to where the. If I think the gates ought to be open, then I want to walk up and see what's happening.
I'll follow him.
I'll take up the rear.
Okay.
But before I get out of the cart, I'm gonna leave that compartment I found just slightly off, so that way if somebody were to search, they could find it.
Are you trying to do it stealthily?
Yes.
Roll a sleight of hand for me.
Okay. This isn't gonna go well.
I taught you better than this.
But it is gonna go.
It's gonna be something.
It's a 2.
Okay.
Oh, what?
It's a 2.
Oh, okay. You prop it open. You think it's enough to be subtle, but it has like a gap like this much open on it, so it's like probably an inch gap. Enough to be subtle, but not enough to bring a lot of attention.
Cool. Yeah, and then I'll just follow. Well, Calred, are you coming too?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll be last.
Okay.
I'll
Let's
walk
see.
next to Calred.
All right. As you
I'll
guys
just
are.
eye you. Like, what's he planning?
I'm just kind of strolling along. Do. So you've really been studying magic for all those years, and that's what you're doing? You're not, like, making worlds or nothing? You're just shooting sparks?
I mean, it takes time to make worlds, you know.
Fair. I gave a guy an aneurysm.
Yeah. You're powerful now, but just wait. That will wane. And while you're waning, my knowledge is growing. And as they say, knowledge is power.
That was poetic. I'm so mad.
And then I just keep reading my book as we're walking.
Real quick, can you check the author on that book? Who wrote that book, bud?
Haygrove. And I show you the cover, and it's like a green cover with embossed golden letters that says Haygrove's Guide to Ritual Casting. That's all it says.
I wouldn't read that. Dude's a hack.
As you get about halfway up the line, you see people are getting more and more frustrated as they seem to have been there longer and longer the further up you get.
Are there a lot more pedestrians like us, or is it mostly just like carts and stuff?
There's almost like two separate lines, almost like a line for just pedestrians and then one full of carts. All the pedestrians sort of look at you weirdly as you're sort of passing through, just going up. But the line for the carts is significantly longer than the line for just pedestrians.
I want to turn to a dwarf and ask if there's any word about what's going on. It's out to be open by now, no?
Yeah, I haven't seen them close since the attack about 80 years ago. But word is they should be
like common
opening
knowledge?
soon.
Josh, is the knowledge for like that attack 80 years ago like common knowledge, or is it kind of like hearsay?
Yeah. The cause of it is hearsay, but the attack itself is common knowledge. A lot of people believe, and what it's been mostly publicized, is a group of different races, whether it be mostly orc and ogre, but as well as some halflings as more of spies, but a mix of races trying to overthrow the king from under the mountain, as he did not want to partake in the new culture that was being built with Valoran when the new king of Valoran was given power.
All right.
I keep walking forward and see if I can find somebody in charge, if there's somebody giving information on when things are going to be open, or if they just try to figure out if they just shut them or if there's a reason.
Yeah. You get closer and closer to the gate as an elderly human gentleman. Excuse me, you'll have to stand at the back of the line like the rest of us.
Are you in charge here? Someone of authority?
My age would say yes, but no, I am not part of the city, but it's been closed for about a day and a half now.
You've been standing here for a day and a half waiting to get in?
Yes.
Has anyone come out and given you any information on why these doors are closed?
No, I was about. And he looks down to and the city, the entrance is like a ramp heading up to these doors, and your guys' cart where Arya is sort of at the bottom of the ramp. He's like, I was about where the end of the line is when they shut the city gates, and I haven't seen anyone come out since. They have little slots, and you look up about 20 feet, and there's a slot that moves. That opens every once in a while, but otherwise we haven't seen or heard really much.
I walk up to the slot.
All right, you are about 16 feet shorter than the slot.
I look up at it.
Okay.
And I yell at it.
What do you yell?
Hello! It is Dalrin Deepbasher, the hero of Brighthammer, King Battlehammer's Royal Guard.
Such a cool name. How did I get a cool name? I want a cool name.
A few moments go by before you hear with the sound of metal scraping against stone as the slide opens up. Did they, your reinforcements, yes?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a,
Oh no.
oh no, a deception.
I would like to kind of pat him on the shoulder and go, "You got it," and give him bardic inspiration.
Nice.
So you get an extra D6.
All right, I'm gonna need it. It's close to a lie.
You have advantage on it, because of what you are. Not necessarily your race, but
Yeah,
being
because
the kings.
so I do have the folk hero background. So that should help here.
Yeah, go ahead and I'll even with that background. Go ahead and take a +3 for your background because of being a folk hero.
Okay, I had a pretty good roll. I got a D6. I got a +3. That's like 28 actually.
Wow.
Hold on a second. As a scroll is shoved through, and then sort of plops down next to you.
I hand it to Volhoric. Like you do stuff with paper.
Right, I'll look at it. I try to read it. Is it in common?
No, it is in Dwarvish.
Okay, I take it back.
Yep, I hand it back. I read that.
I'll read it over Dalrin's shoulder. So
You do things with paper? Yeah, I can't read that, Chief.
My bad.
It says about 100 feet to the left, there is a false panel. Enter through that and give your title.
Okay, I start walking toward the panel.
Follow.
yeah, I read it, so I'm just following.
I'll follow behind too, but probably keep like, I don't know, 10 feet distance.
Okay. I need, if you're looking for the entrance, you have stone cutting, correct?
Yes.
So go ahead and roll with advantage.
What are we rolling?
You can roll a perception check to see the, or investigation. Excuse me, investigation.
Oh,
Okay.
dear.
I got a 16 investigation.
Yeah, I probably got less than that. I got a 10, even with advantage.
With the both of you, you guys take some time, but you guys do find, and you guys are out of line sight from the pedestrians that were.
I would hope
running
so,
along.
or else this is
Just
gonna
like-
be very awkward.
No. There is the road that leads from Valoran is you can see the road from here, but the line to the entrance of the city itself is sort of wrapped around the part of the mountain. But you guys do see there is a small gap where you can feel some air pushing out. So you guys go ahead and push open on that. But you can open it if you would like. But you did find the secret entrance to the city.
I think we found our way in.
Can I make sure nobody's watching us right now?
Yeah, roll a perception.
Oh my god, fuck these dice, dude. I got a 1.
So what's your total?
That's gonna be 3.
Oh, solid. No, it doesn't seem like anyone's watching.
Cool.
But you make your way in. As soon as you get in, you are greeted with 3 armed dwarves that are dual-wielding hammers. Your title?
Mine or yours?
I just nudged Dalaran.
Yeah.
Dalaran Deep Basher, the hero of Brighthammer.
Welcome. And they sort of stand aside, and one of them, please follow me. We have much to discuss.
I guess it's good to have a long name.
As they take a series of tunnels. That's where we'll go ahead and take our break. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. We'll be back at whatever your clock 10 will be. Sorry, 10:10 I think it is for you guys, or no, 11:10, right?
11:10.
11:10.
Yeah.
Because I'm the only one on the East Coast. Shady me. So we'll see you guys in 11:10, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, we're back, and there's a reason why I mute Discord separately and tell people that we're back early. Because things like that happen.
I'll get you one of these days.
One of these days, Captain Planet. So where we left off, the group found a secret passage to the city under the mountain, as Dalaran had to flash his fancy title to get access, and they are in the process, of going through some tunnels. As you guys go through the tunnels, you guys hear everyone go ahead and roll let's go with just a regular intelligence check.
Is there lights in here, or
There are some lit torches, about one every 20 feet.
okay? So it's not like pitch black.
Nope.
Because I think I'm the only one that has to worry about that.
Yeah, I think so.
I got a 16.
Okay.
I got a 6.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
17.
All right.
Sorry, 14.
14. So, everyone besides Vahorik, you know what these sounds are. They are small explosives that are going on through that sounds like echoing through the halls. It's gunfire that's going off, but most cities don't have access to this kind of weaponry. So to hear it being that used is a little concerning.
Must be partying out here.
Like, if there's not a lot of access, do we even know that it's guns at this point? Like,
At least it's either guns or explosives, or explosions,
Okay.
one of the two.
They're
Or
fireworks.
it's magic.
It sounds like these guys just closed down the city to have a party.
yeah.
Like, that's a little messed up. Good thing I'm here. To
Yeah, I mean, I got you on the list. What more do you want?
The dwarves that are leading you through definitely don't seem phased by these sounds, as they are just stone cold heading towards their objective. It does come to a T as two of the dwarves sort of pinned to each corner, look around the corner, and one of the dwarves sort of stands, hammers ready, on the left side, as the rest of the group begins to go to the right side. They say, please, continue to follow us. It's not safe here. As they continue to go, as you begin to descend further and further into the mountain.
I'm just gonna cast Mage Armor now. Just hearing gunshots or explosions in general, so I'm just gonna prepare.
I'm gonna prepare my shield as well. Not my axe, but just the shield.
Yeah, your newfound axe.
Yeah. My old one's broke.
Yeah. Everyone who has a passive perception of 13 or higher, you notice that these guards are wearing armor made of red metal. It has some gold trim to it, and they are wearing very regal looking cape. Dowrin, you would know these are the King's Guards, specifically. There is city guards, and then there's the King's Guards. These are specifically the King's Guards.
Is this the same king that I that wanted me in his guard?
It is not the same, no.
Okay, it's not King Battlehammer.
It is not King Battlehammer.
Okay, yeah.
It is
I figured
actually
his name carries some weight. So
no, yeah, no. This is you would know as King Gulrog.
Gulrog. Okay.
But you do recognize the twin battle hammers as their insignia. That's holding it's on the back of the capes, as well as a clasp that's holding the capes onto their armor.
I assume that my king and this king are peaceful at the moment.
As far as you can tell, you didn't know there hasn't been any beef between the dwarven lords in quite some time.
Yeah.
But the last time there was probably about 200 years ago.
Okay.
But you continue to fall them down and descend. It's about 15 minutes that you're just taking stairs just down as a downward angle. As you guys peer out, you do see there is a large opening that it has a bridge that connects the two. So if you guys seen like The Hobbit when they're going through the city, there's that giant open space underneath as they're just crossing. It's similar to that. There's just a giant bridge that crosses the two. As you look down, and there is just a large city underground. You guys look up as well, as you guys are now well within the mountain. And there's storefronts that are built into the walls. Above you and below you, there's actually as far as your dark vision will let you see, it continues to go on before that. There's no ground below you that you can see, but you look around and there's multiple bridges that go across. Probably at least 30 to 40 different bridges. This is a ginormous city. Definitely bigger than a lot of you. If you've never been here before, which the tieflings I don't think you'd have a reason to. Calred, I don't think you've probably read about it more than been here.
Yeah.
Dowrin, this is probably the largest dwarvish city on this continent.
Damn.
But compared to what Calred, what you've read about, this is even larger than that. This is supposed to be a militaristic town. But as far as you're seeing, it is a full-fledged large city, probably as big as Valorant, if not bigger.
And it's all inside of a mountain.
Yes. As you look around, the mountain that you guys walked into, it's smaller than what this area is. So you're looking at probably the whole range of mountains is probably the city. As you guys are going through, that's just how massive this area is that you guys are looking into. This almost abyss-like area. Down below, you do hear and see flashes of light and large AoE explosions of fireballs being casted. Lightning arrows or lightning is shooting out everywhere as they are continuing to go. And just say, please hurry.
Y'all are partying down there. What's going on?
As you guys do see a hail of arrows sort of fling up and sort of like clatter against the side of the bridge.
Not a party. Okay.
Yep.
That is a boogaloo if I've seen one.
Let's keep moving.
You guys make it about halfway across the bridge when one of the dwarves gets hit by a round as he sort of falls and then falls over the side of the off the bridge and begins to fall into the abyss.
It's like emptiness down there.
As far as
Like,
definitely as far as you can see.
okay, because if he was falling into the city, I was just gonna cast Feather Fall on him and just let him.
You don't know how far it goes. You still can if you want to.
I'll do it anyway, just because I don't really want him to just fall to his death. So he's got it. He's floating now.
Okay.
He's already been shot, so he might already be dead.
He's just a corpse.
It just,
Well, if he's not, I feel better. Either way.
right. But that gunshot that rang through was not any that you've heard before. It was a much louder gunshot. But you just continue running across. As you guys make it to the other side, the two guards are sort of just heavily winded, trying to catch their breath. Well, you can see now why the gates are closed.
Oh, what the hell?
Who's attacking you?
We don't know. That's what you're here to find out.
Is it coming from outside or underside?
They got in somehow. We're not sure how they got in. But,
Have you checked the back door?
what back door? The only secondary entrance is the one that you guys walked through.
I'm no snitch, so never mind.
No, what back door? Or your fate is going to be the same as his, over the edge.
I mean, it's a pretty commonly known fact that you go from the front door to the left, around the side, there's a bog, you swim through the bog, there's a little entrance you can get through. Blood out, you're in. How have you guys not known that? How have you not checked that? That is this is day one stuff. I'm going to look at Merc. This is day one stuff, dude. Am I wrong? This is day one.
I feel like
I'm
it is an
very-
oversight.
Very just like annoyed with the fact that he gave up that information. Yeah, there's a bog.
You might have some elvish problems too, so I don't know.
Elvish problems?
Well, I mean, it was written in elvish, so I don't know.
What was written in Elvish? I don't...
Just a riddle. I don't think it matters actually now that I think about it. So
I'm going to give it up because this sounds like a great story. In a couple of years, we're all going to laugh about it. We hitched a ride with a dude in a cart. The dude in the cart was a smuggler. The dude in the cart, the smuggler, then told us to go through the bog. In the bog, he was like, here's a piece of paper. And he wrote this riddle that I don't understand. I don't speak Elvish. And he's like, go through the bog. And then Downrun knocked on the door, gave you his name. You guys are really impressed by that. Now we're here. That's the chain of events. But he's a little halfling guy. So, like, that's the smuggler.
Halfling, what did he look like?
A halfling. He looked like a halfling.
I'll give a basic description. Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know what he really looked like.
He's in a cart with 2 horses.
the guy that you're currently talking to has pulls he has a bag. He pulls a large scroll that definitely doesn't fit inside this bag out and opens it up. It's a wanted poster. He shows it to you, and it's the exact same guy. That
I mean,
is this him?
makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's the guy.
No. Oh.
It's not. I'm gonna look at the guard and I'm gonna be like, it's not. And I'm
I
gonna
don't
try
think
to see
the nose is right or the eyebrows.
Roll deception.
But he's giving off this vibe of like, yeah, I'm the guy.
I got a 3.
15.
What did you get, Mercury?
15.
15. He takes his warhammer and he sort of spins it a couple times. You see arc energy, bolts of lightning sort of spin off the top of the head of it. Now, I don't want to have to hurt you, but is this the guy? You get the understanding he probably didn't fall for your deceit.
Yeah, like maybe it's the guy. I don't know.
It's the guy. And now that you're spinning, quick side note, I'm going to look at Dalran. His hammer is shooting electricity. Magic.
Let's take this point to show you magic in its finest form. Crafted
Magic.
dwarven magic.
This guy is responsible for 15 deaths of a clan that just was passed through here.
Fuck. We just spent like 4 nights with that guy.
didn't
Never
seem
got
like-
a single
is-
murdery tone off.
Yeah.
Our
We
most
totally saved him
wanted
from like a wolf too.
individual.
And I gave him 2 silver and shit. Well,
I was right to rob the guy.
you probably were. I will
Saying
agree.
this in front of
I
the
will-
cops.
Yeah. I will agree with you for once. So
He said he agreed. That means hooves are feet.
for once, not every time, just this one time, we probably should have robbed that guy better. But you know, whatever.
Next.
The gentleman holds the hammer out, pointing at Mercury. Let me see your hand.
Fuck. All right, I'll show him.
Don't do it, Merc. It's a trap. He's a cop, dude.
How long has it been?
It's been probably from
20 minutes since.
I would say at most a half hour since you guys touched the metal and then went into the actually about 45. It still would be there nonetheless. But what did you do?
It's not mine.
You're saying this hand is not yours.
It's his hand, but he's holding the stuff in his hand for a friend. So it's not his.
So, okay. The halfling guy might have had some stuff that I touched.
Was it a red metal bar?
Yeah.
So that's how he's doing it. Okay. Please continue. Follow us. As the sound of battle still is very ongoing underneath you guys. You guys continue down, and it goes deeper and deeper into this mountain. You guys spend another about 20 minutes going down staircases. Whether it's not all obviously the same staircase, but plateaus continue to go down, story. At this point, you're probably about 10 stories underground, and you see a large set of wooden doors with 2 guards standing out front. But the guards are not dwarvish. They're ogres wearing the king's garb. They both look... you can see that they're both dual-wielding large mauls. Yeah, he's like, step aside. As they sort of ogres split from the large doors, and one of them pushes open the set of doors, as it's probably the only way that door can actually open. Inside, you see a large throne room with behind it. The throne is 2 streams of lava that is going from the ceiling through the floor behind him. It has multiple seances.
Multiple seances.
Seances, exactly.
Oh.
That's how I
people
decorate. That's how I
contact
decorate too.
I knew you would, Travis. That's how I was trying to get. I was trying to get you into it.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Sconces.
Gotta hit it. You gotta hit him with the seances.
Yep. But there is multiple dwarvish clans inside of this room. This room is extremely large. From floor to ceiling, you're looking probably about 200 feet tall. Wide is probably 120 by 200. So it is an extremely large room, a lot of fire, but the throne itself is made out of some sort of gem material. Upon it, you do see King Gulrog, the king.
Cool.
Yep, of king of the city under the mountain.
Is it a G? Like, is it like Gu, or is it like a K for the
K.
name? Coolrog. Okay. He's instantly getting called King Coolrog.
Too cool rog for school.
Rog.
Underneath, or sitting on each side, Dowrin, you would notice that it is each one of the dwarven lords is in present, even the king that you saved is in present as well.
Oh, King Battlehammer is here.
King Battlehammer is here.
I love how generic but totally dwarven that last name is.
Are we ushered into any particular space?
Straight front and center.
Okay, that's fine. That's where I normally get thrust anyway.
I was not dressed for this occasion, so
King Battlehammer does give you a nod, and the rest of his guard actually get down on one knee as you pass.
Man, that's some respect.
are you some kind of
I'm a pretty big deal.
Dude. RESPEK, dude. Some respect. Like, damn.
but you don't believe in magic?
Well, there's
It
nothing.
just doesn't make any sense.
Why would I believe in magic?
Right. Just because I'm famous doesn't mean it's magic.
Yeah. Can you end this war right now? Can you just stop all the battle?
I'm sure I know a couple that could, but I can't right now.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the magic then?
I can tell you a story about somebody who can.
I can tell you a story as well. It doesn't make me magic. Anyway.
As you guys get in, there is probably about 80 dwarves in this room, and there's still plenty of space. It is very intimidating walking up and seeing this guy sort of on a gem throne with 2 things of lava behind him, and you don't see a bead of sweat dripping from this guy. He is in full, almost gold. It looks like gold-plated armor. Obviously, Dowrin, you would know that it would not be gold because that's not going to protect anyone from anything. But it is probably gold-plated nonetheless.
Okay. I will walk into the... Okay, so the gathering of all of these clans seems very serious to Travis. Does it seem serious to Dowrin?
You don't... The last time... You've never heard of the Lords gathering in one place, as it is a quick way to gain power over the Dwarven race.
Okay.
Because if you have all the dwarves in one area, easy to take over. If you just blew up or did something.
Right. I say Lord Coolrog. Seems that there is a kerfuffle.
in Dwarvish, one might say. Who are your compatriots here?
This is the party that I adventure with.
Do you trust them?
I look at them all skeptically, and in Dwarvish,
I just
say-
roll my eyes because I understand all of this.
I say, sure.
I need you to
Thanks
know
for the vote of confidence.
what you think of these individuals before we have them executed.
What do I think? He wants to execute my compatriots?
Yes.
Wait,
He wants to
why?
know. He wants to know what if they can be trusted, or else they're going to be executed.
Okay, thanks for the clarification because it
I
sounded
say, would any dwarf travel with companions he didn't trust?
Fair point.
like hitting him
Dude,
with that
super.
logic bomb.
And in common. So, you've been summoned here because we need some people that stand out from the ordinary that we can have infiltrate the ranks of whoever is attacking us. He looks over to you, Dalren. I hope this won't be a problem.
Of course not.
Perfect.
Just, send us, if I could have a meeting with your advisors who know the most about what's going on, so we can gather information.
Yeah.
And I point to the other three, and I say they are far more strategic than I. They need to have a sit down with your advisors to figure out what's going on here.
I don't know. If there's a tree nearby, I think you have the perfect strategy.
Out of nowhere.
One of the other dwarven lords, King Craghammer, speaks up. You mean to tell me that you are going to give the fate of this city to these 4 individuals here? And then almost the entire throne room just erupts with people yelling at each other.
I would like to cast Thaumaturgy and amplify my voice above the yelling. And just, excuse me, my dwarven lords, and kind of step up just a little bit.
As you cast the spell fizzles, but you still speak at a normal level.
Okay. I'm just going to keep talking. Excuse me, my dwarven lords. We have been brought about you today, not as 4 strangers to this land, but as your 3, make that 4. Sorry, I don't count the man and his cat sometimes. Make that 4 saviors. If you're looking for someone to keep you safe, that would be Dalaran. If you're looking for someone to keep your spirits high, hello. If you're looking for someone to talk to you about magic and a bunch of books, that would be the man and his cat. And if you're looking for someone that I would trust no more with my life than anyone else's, Mercury. Us 4 will be happy to keep you safe, but there must be something in return.
Can I take like a half pace closer?
Just with thaumaturgy, the king Kurog. Enough! As everyone just quiets. What do you propose?
I propose that
Try not to get us killed here.
I propose that our services are yours. And you can call us mercenaries, you can call us contractors, you can call us sellswords, whatever you prefer. But as our fee, the basics, lodging, food, the sorts, and any sort of equipment that we may need along the way.
He gives a bit of a smirk. You realize our entire city is under attack, and none of that is available even to ourselves.
I do realize that you have equipment available to yourselves that I myself do not have available to me.
Anything outside of this room, he looks around, is all we have. We
So
count
outside of this room. There
count.
are things inside of this room that we could partake of.
He looks around. Yes, if you feel like taking any of these dwarven lords' swords or weapons, you're my guest to take them. And gives you
Do any of them have cool swords?
a grin of please try this. I want to watch this happen.
I don't think he's serious.
Delaran, do any of them have any, like, I don't know, physics-breaking swords?
Every one of the dwarven lords would have a heirloom signature weapon. Yeah,
Dude,
but
that special edition, that's mint. I want that.
yeah, they're all mint.
I believe the custom is you have to fight for it. So if you're willing to, like, die.
I'll name a
It's real.
champion. Anyway,
Yeah.
King Korog, with no disrespect, perhaps maybe it would not be equipment. It would be more of a trade of goods that would secure our aid in this time of yours.
Maybe we should get payment after we save the city.
Maybe we get payment before, so if we're dead, we die rich.
If we're dead, it doesn't matter if we died at all. Like, what?
I think what my compatriots are trying to say, my lord, is that the chiefs and their private security, you are all holed up in this room. We are prepared to walk out that door and into the fray right now. But you must give us a reason why we should do that and not you.
Right now, I don't have a reason. After this is all said and done, and we have access to our vaults, and our smiths have access to their forges, we have a reason. You know a dwarven lord is good on his word.
You know what?
I nod.
willing-
I nod to you.
I'm willing to accept your offer with one small caveat.
And that
I would
is-
also like a small piece of whatever the gem that your throne is made of.
I told you to try not to get us killed.
And there's a small smirk, but just completely just.
I will not vandalize my throne. But if we find
That-
whatever gem that this is made out of in our vaults, you're more than welcome to have it.
Got yourself a deal. Merc you in?
I'm just in a spot where I don't know these things that you claim that I know. Like you said, you can trust the Dwarven Lord. I don't know that.
I was more referring to Dalrin than you, but
I guess what I'm trying to say is, if we save your city, and you offer to pay us after, if the city's already saved, what incentive do you have to pay us anyway? It's already done.
Is there like a half now, half later kind of payment we can make? Like we can set up?
I don't know how many times I have to say this to your
I say-
infernal brains, but we don't have access to our vaults. They are outside of this room.
Wow. What? Mercury, did he just,
Can
did he,
can
you
we
may be a
leave
king.
the insulting to me?
Yeah.
No one else.
Wow.
I wasn't being
You may be-
insulting. You are from the Infernal, no? Being tieflings.
Wow.
I mean, they could just be wearing horns. You never know. I just don't go around assuming that everybody with a beard is a dwarf.
No, but I mean, their horns, their skin, and their feet would show that they are tieflings.
He called them feet. He called them feet.
They're
Hold on,
hooves. They're not feet. They're not feet.
Hold
They're
on.
hooves.
My lord, you have to understand that there is a reason I travel with this group of people, and there is a reason that they come from humble beginnings but are standing in front of you today, and it's not because they're shy, and it's not because they get taken advantage of. I trust you, but it sounds like they need a little convincing. I will happily walk into this fray on my own, but I doubt I'll come back.
Then what would you suggest we do with no money and no goods to give you at this point, Dowden?
Title and land. Easy.
If I could just
know-
have access to like your libraries when this is all done, I'll be totally fine with that. So I don't need anything right now.
I think you have to understand that there are things that these people may value more than just your vaults, your weapons. As Cal just said, knowledge is something that he prefers. Bohork is a teller of stories. And I understand that the story of how you became king has yet to be documented.
You let me write that. You got a deal.
Look, we obviously are all in a position in this room now, in the thick of it, that leaving isn't really an option any of us wants to do. This isn't my city. You have more investment than me. The end result of this matters way more to you than me.
What would you
So-
like as your payment?
Well, as you said, you can't pay me. So that's what the dialogue's about, right?
Dowden said that people value stuff, maybe, more than the vaults, more than money. I've got access to the library from the wizard. I got property and a title from the man who likes to speak. What is your payment?
Shit, haven't thought that far ahead. Look, I'm just here to make sure, and I'll put my hand on Bulwark's shoulder. This guy makes it another day. That's my job. That's what I'm here for.
I'll put my arm around him and return him a big ol' smile.
And then I'll just go back to talking. And then, I don't really have a want for anything. But also, if I die, that makes doing my job harder.
My lord, I'm sure some of your clerics could teach Mercury their ways
Possible.
of protection.
Again, Dowden, I appreciate your speaking, but I need to know what his preferred payment type would be. Wow. We don't have access to some other things. I'm trying to be open here.
Real quick, can I do a perception check to see what weapon everyone in the room has?
Yes.
Gotta give him the ocular pat down.
I want that guy's sword and that guy's glass eye.
I got a 12.
At 12.
Fighting with no eye.
Right. It is a assortment of weapons. Pretty much everyone in King Coolrog's unit is using warhammers. Most of the Battle Axe clan is using battle axes. A lot of it is very dwarvish in nature, but there is a clan, the Craghammer clan that is using mostly great axes. So great large two-handed axes. It's just a assortment of different weapons being used. Obviously, the leader of the clans have more, definitely a higher class of metals being used, as well as just a better look to them, but more or less the same stuff that their clan is using.
Alright, this is gonna be a weird one. But are there any, like, is there furniture in this room?
Not really, besides the throne.
So there's no, like, just general chair.
There's not.
Sick. I don't really know what my guy wants.
He sort of, as you take the time to ponder this question, look, you don't have to answer me now. Just know that we're good on our word. He looks to each one of you. You will get what you asked for if this is completed. I mean, I could give you the property and the title now, but what good does that do you if you do not defeat this threat? I can give you access to the library, but what good does that do if you do not defeat this threat? What I'm saying is, trust has to go both ways. I'm trusting you guys to save the city, or at least provide some way for us to help you guys defeat whatever threat is overtaking our city. And in return, you trust me to come through with payment. I have not been king for 80 years and not have had time to follow through.
Step one, you need to close the back door out. So I've been saying that since we got here.
I mean, really, I don't want to tell you how to run your kingdom, but
like, step one, close the back door. Title, please.
saved it. Saved the whole thing by myself.
Save it. Hashtag saved.
Give me access to the libraries. Give me. No, but on the real, like, yeah. Don't want to say give trust to earn trust, because you're kind of giving trust, but forgive me, my lord, for being a little hesitant. It's a big ask. We're just coming here to take in the sights, and next thing you know, the dude who has all the stories about him gets whisked into your throne room, and we're just kind of along for the ride, and you're going, risk your lives to save me. That's a little big.
You guys were sent here to have a conversation with someone. And you guys are here
Right.
having a conversation with someone.
Right.
I want to lean over to Delren. Magic.
It may not have been in the same process that we would have liked it to, but our knowledge and information that we were provided foretold that this attack was happening. We just didn't think it was going to be so soon.
Wait, you knew about this attack?
We knew of it. We didn't know that it was going to be so soon. We knew that this attack would happen, but the information, he sort of looks over to a group of wizards all wearing, or a group of dwarves all wearing long robes was outdated, to say the least.
So what, have y'all just been living in like Terror Alert Orange for no reason because you didn't know when or where, but something was going to happen somewhere at some time?
No, that's why there's so many casualties, because we just allowed our people to continue to live life as normal and on a need-to-know basis.
All right, well then I think that we're all on the need to know. What are we fighting?
That is what we need to know. We
You
don't
just
know
repeated
who.
what I said.
We don't know who is attacking us. We know it's not dwarves.
You know it's not dwarves?
From what we've seen, from when the attack started, I'm sure there is some dwarves that are feeding them information because they know a lot of the city already. But
Do you have like a general that is in charge? I feel like you should be getting reports from like the front lines, at least.
yeah, one of them. He should have been with you guys. And then the two guards sort of stepped forward.
Well,
He didn't make
at
it
least
back,
he didn't
sir.
fall completely to his death.
Damn, he was a good one too. You see all the dwarves sort of take off their helmets and take a bow as a moment of silence for the general. Well, I guess the answer to that question is we have someone else that will be anointed, but currently no.
All right.
Dibs.
I mean, title.
And he was sort of looking. He's like, "Darn, I would accept you as our general moving forward if you would like. I know it's a title that you're not extremely fond of, but it would mean a great honor."
Does that mean that you have to stay here though, Dal?
Pass.
So did we really just come with this guy on like a 4-day journey just so he can have a job interview that he turns down?
Yeah.
No, the job wasn't open until
A few moments ago.
a few
Actually,
moments
we're
ago.
kind of responsible for that job opening anyway.
Yeah. Deep bashers don't sell out. Let's
I don't know how to respond. We didn't kill the guy, so.
yeah.
And I'm not holding you responsible for his death anyway.
What we need is a report from whoever has the most information. We need a report from the front line on what the heck is going on so that we can look it over. And I need to go have a conversation with some of my clansmen.
Please.
Is that us?
Clan dwarves.
Okay.
My dwarven compatriots.
A dwarves man.
I didn't
my
know if you
dwarves, man.
considered us a clan of yours.
No, yeah. I need to go talk to Battle Hammers.
His family.
Because I'm currently down one axe, and as a character with a two-hand, a dual-wielding specialization, I'd like to try and get another weapon if I can.
Yeah, please take your time and he sort of waves the group of dwarves and rows over. These are our informants that we're able to get the most information that we have. Please use them as you need and see fit to help assist in this task. As this conversation is taking place, you guys do begin to hear gunfire coming from outside the doors.
Shit.
All right.
You hear loud ogres screaming and yelling as you hear as these giant mauls are being swung, and you hear metal on metal and metal hitting stone, as you can only assume that bodies are flying out there. But you can definitely hear that the battle is getting closer and closer.
So, Dalaran, if I just give you like a dagger, are you good, or do you need like a special axe, or like what? Because I think we don't have that much.
Yeah, I was gonna go ask like my king or one of his guards for like an extra axe or something.
If we can't cast spells in here, kind of useless at the moment.
Yeah, in here. Yeah, sure. Okay.
You walk up to your king and he nudges the guardsman next to him, and he hands you over another axe.
So, do you think they ever get jealous of Dalaran? Because like, it seems like he can kind of do as he prefers.
Do you ever get jealous of Dalaran? Because he kind of does whatever.
All the time.
Yeah, if you know the story, like the feat of combat that I did wasn't even that cool. It was the turning down the invitation to be in the King's Royal Guard. That's the actual story. That's the cool thing that I did.
That's why I follow him around. Like, he hasn't been traveling with us. I've been following him.
You're just George Washington of the dwarven community. You're
Yeah.
like, we want you to be king. Oh no.
Washington, Deep Basher, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Washington Deep Basher Stevens.
I knew it.
It doesn't seem like we have a lot of time. Is there I go to Coolrog and I ask if there is another exit to this room, or if we are going to have to make a last stand.
He nods to one of the another dwarf, wearing all black leather armor, with a black cloak, with the hood down. Please follow him. He'll show you the way. And in Dwarvish, he yells to the rest of the clansmen, "Now prepare in arms. We hold here."
Steve, this is what I was afraid of.
As the rest of the room just begins to cheer in battle cry as the rest of the dwarves prepare for whatever last stand is about to take place.
Yeah. Well, what if they don't survive? Like, we
Then
don't
who's
get.
gonna pay?
You can come back to a baby running the throne, huh?
Right. So, I
Well,
think
we can probably take stuff from the baby. So
also fair. I think it might be in our best interest.
Like hard
Two.
sweets.
yeah,
Might be our best interest if we kind of go out this side door and see if maybe there's a way to flank around, like behind whoever's coming in, kind of catch them in a pincer move. Because I would like to get paid.
I would like to get paid too, but I also feel like that pincer move is more like a minor poke from behind.
Yeah, at least we could get on that flank and see what we're dealing with.
That's true.
I could yell a few jabs, kind of confuse some people, give a guy an aneurysm.
Let's not pretend like you have those abilities.
Did you not see what I did to the goblin in the woods when the freaking Mercury got his axe stuck in the tree that you broke?
Which one? The one that I bashed his face in with the people's elbow, or the one that got shot by the one that I bashed his face in?
And then died.
Well, the one that climbed down the tree.
Yeah, got shot.
He didn't get shot.
With a poison dart. What are you talking about?
No.
No, he got shot with a poison dart by his.
Another one did. The
There was a
one that
poison-
you pulled out of the tree.
Yeah, I threw the one, threw him out of the tree. Boom, people's elbow. Wham, nailed it. It was awesome. We
and
were
then
all
he
there.
shot the guy in the other tree. And then
Yeah.
when y'all were dealing with the
poison dart.
wolf, there was one that climbed down out of the tree, and I gave him like devil eyes,
Wow.
and
Yeah, I'm sure
he
you did.
died.
Mm-hmm.
I think
The dwarf
These
in
stories
all
are
black
becoming
leather.
less and less believable.
The dwarf in all black leather. If you guys are done with your pissing match, I would like to continue moving forward.
Excuse me, dwarf in all black leather armor. Do you believe in magic?
That is a deep conversation that we do not have the time for.
Well, just yes or no. If a wizard says I can do magic, do you trust him?
Do you trust all wizards?
I mean, that's a fair point. I look
What?
at
What?
As he continues on.
What is this racism and classism against wizards right now?
Classism.
As you begin to follow him through a tunnel, he pushes aside at one of the stone templates that's in the wall.
Can I see in the tunnel?
You can. As you do see, there are floating lights
Okay, good.
from the ceiling.
I always have to make sure because
It's true, you're the only
it's a baby human.
baby human. As these floating lights are about every 20 feet. But you see that the tunnel opens up on the left side as it passes behind the throne, as through in between you and the throne room is that wall of lava. So it's extremely hot in here. But you're able to pass behind. It's very uncomfortable, but as you guys pass behind the second lava fall, you hear a loud explosion as the doors are blown open. As you see a multitude of dwarves begin to run in. And what you see on the other side, pushing in, goblins, hobgoblins, ogres, humans, elves. All sorts of races are rushing in to try to dethrone whatever king is going on under the mountain. He's like, please, hurry. We gotta go. As you guys begin to continue on, it wraps around and it does break outside of the area that you guys just came from. It does. You do see there are 3 individuals standing guard, but you can see the back half of whatever combat is taking place.
I guess this is our pincer move.
Yep. Pincer move.
There seems like a lot of them. Nah, I'm not a coward or anything, but I feel like 4 people, five including dark leather dwarf, against like what, a couple thousand?
Yeah, but you also got to account for all of them looking the other way and pushing into the throne room, where there's like 80, like roughly 80 dwarves hanging out in there, full armor, armed well, like
Okay.
ready to pull some fuck.
I'm all for that valor and going out in a blaze of glory, like in the storybooks. But as soon as we kill, let's say we each kill one, right? That's 5 down of 1,000. There's going to be another
Yeah,
couple people
995 left.
that turn around and see us just hanging out,
Yeah.
and then we have to deal with maybe like 200.
No, because
Getting-
we've already killed 5. Then that's only, what is that, 195? That's
Okay.
not bad.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. Those are great odds.
I'm gonna look at Calrad and I'm just gonna be like,
The dwarf says, now if you excuse me, I'm gonna go this way. And he begins heading the other way,
Like
towards
away
fight?
from the fight?
like away from the fighting.
Oh, okay.
Hey, are you not going to do anything to try to save your king? Like, what's going on here?
They can handle themselves. I'm not a trained fighter. I'm here for information.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with it.
This
go
is
with-
quite the pickle. On one hand, I have for sure surviving. On the other hand, story of stories.
I'm gonna grab his shoulder and push him towards the dwarf in black leather.
Well, all right. Survival it is. See you again, story.
See you against.
As you begin to head out, it does split between the path that you came from originally, or it splinters left. Both way have sound of combat. Which way would you guys to go?
I say we go left.
Cool. Good with that.
All right. So you do split between the dwarf that was in all leather and the path you're going. You guys go left. As you
Oh,
guys, he went
You
right.
didn't come. Okay. Well, that's his problem.
As he goes ahead and takes the path upwards, you guys begin to head onwards to left. It goes probably about 5 minutes on a straight path before it splits again. But when it splits again, it splits into 3 ways. One is left, one is right, and one is a staircase that heads down. Which way would you guys like to go?
Staircase seems pretty cool.
I say left.
I was gonna say the staircase feels like it's heading down to the city where we know there's conflict, so I don't want to go that way.
I'm feeling really good about the left.
All right.
Cool.
All right. So you guys go ahead and head left again. As you guys head left, you guys see that it opens up into a what looks like street that heads open. It's open on the left side, or on the right side is open, showing the entirety of the bridges and everything else. You guys can see on the other side of this gaping hole in the middle of the mountain is another street, which you assume would probably be the right path. So it looks like it's more of like an oval that's cut, like so you guys can see down into the hole, but on the other side is another street. As you now are in front of a bunch of closed business shops. You guys can see on the other side of the oval is a set about 6 dwarves that are surrounded and then quickly dispatched by what looks like 20 goblins.
We can take that.
On your side, you do not hear much. I mean, it's loud, it's echoey in here, but you don't hear any sounds that are originating from your side. But it is a giant circle, so it does loop around.
We need to rip one of these attackers into a dark corridor and
Yeah.
have some quality time.
I'm on board.
All right. What do you propose there, hero?
You mean you can't just snap your fingers and bring one of them to me?
You know, like,
I'm curious. Hold on.
can you? Let's see you do it. Go do it right now
hold
without
on.
magic.
Hold on. I'm looking.
Are any of the shop faces, like, does it look like the windows and doors are boarded up, or is it just it's empty? That's it.
Most of them are actually smashed in. Everything looks very looted. You can see there are multiple bodies just all over the place. Hard to tell which people lived here versus attackers that died in the process. But more or less, it looked like someone just came through and just obliterated a community.
Well, I mean, maybe we don't have to use an alleyway. We can just use one of these buildings.
Yeah, that's
We don't gotta worry about above us.
Seems like they're not taking prisoners either.
All right. I got it. I can do this with magic, y'all.
I'd like to see that.
I can do this with magic. And you're probably not even going to say it's magic. You're going to say it's my sparkling personality.
He's
Maybe
not
that's
gonna
because
believe.
of your sparkling personality.
He's not gonna believe anything you do.
Nah, just wait. Just wait. I want to find one that's like a straggler. One that's a little bit behind.
There's none on this side, but you see there on the other side, they are beginning to disperse from that group of 20 that you've seen. About 4 of them are beginning to head left to wrap around towards your guys' way. The right, or the other 16, are heading to the right.
I say we go left.
Yeah, we go left. Here's the plan. We go left, wait for him to pass. Like hide, wait for him to pass. I hop out, get the attention of whoever it is in the back, and then I'll take it from there. All right?
Mercury, how do you feel about that?
feels needlessly dangerous, but
A lot of this feels needlessly dangerous.
But sometimes that's the best part of life, you know? That thrill.
Look at you coming around to adventure.
I mean, I'm here for it.
All right.
look, here's how it's gonna work. He's gonna do whatever he wants, and I'm gonna fix it after.
That's pretty much what I do too, so it's fine.
I turn around, put both hands on Mercury's shoulders. It's about time you figure it out.
About time. I've known this for a while.
All right.
Welcome to the party, bud.
So as you guys are hiding and trying to get a jump on people, I need everyone to go ahead and roll a stealth check.
This is gonna go bad.
I'm sorry, Pepper. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
it's not that bad, actually.
Just ran over my dog with my chair. I'm a monster.
Wow.
18.
A 17.
14.
24.
Nice.
My dogs are playing. It sounds like I'm having Michael Vick host a party.
Wow.
So
I was
you.
gonna make that same joke, to be honest.
Yep, I figured you were. I see. I'm putting small things for each player. That was just for you.
Yeah.
You guys go ahead and find a abandoned storefront that has most of the glass or the front glass in shape, but the door you guys left open, so that way it wouldn't show that someone did come in here and shut up after, to show that someone is in the building. You do see. Let's see here. You do see outside of your store, the group of four begin to have an argument over something. It is four goblins. They are sort of just looking at an individual who is lying in the street, and then yelling over each other as they sort of begin to fight each other over whatever it is they're talking about. One of them just sort of that's not involved in the fighting sort of shakes their head and sneaks in to the shop that you guys are hiding in, as you hear a crunching sound as it seems to be gnawing on something.
So one walked into the shop there?
Yep.
All right. I want to kind of stand up a little bit, put my hands up.
I have a throwing axe ready.
Put my hands up, like show it that I don't have anything, that I'm good.
You see the goblin with two daggers, or with a dagger in one hand and an arm that he's sort of just gnawing on in the other hand. Eyes grow wide.
I cast Charm Person.
Would he qualify?
It's a humanoid.
Go
Or
ahead.
just a humanoid.
It's a
Charm Person. You attempt to charm a humanoid that you can see within range. It must make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 13, and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it or not in combat. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed.
you see as he has that arm in his mouth still, gets a smile on his face.
Hey, where have you been? Dude, I've been worried sick.
And just staring at you with a smile with that. He literally has a hand in his mouth. Just
So then without saying anything, just...
he sort of like waddles over.
All right. I'm going to try to get him as close to the rest of the party as I can.
Okay.
Just, come on. Try. Stay still. Come on.
He sort of looks back to the rest of the people that he was with and just continues to walk over to you. Not saying anything.
And we're a little bit closer. I'm trying to look around to see if I can see anybody, but just
Roll perception.
trying to get him as close as possible.
He continues to walk towards you.
Perception It's an 18.
18. Out in the street, you do see 3 goblins sort of just more or less just wrestling over something. It just looks like a
Okay.
giant ball of goblins trying to fight each other.
All right. Like, don't worry. Like, keep on coming. I'm definitely not going to a little bit above where I've been talking. Grab and smash you on the head.
I want to make eye contact with Mercury so we can do this at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll try and grapple him.
I
Okay.
just
Question. I have a blanket.
Okay.
Can I use my action to throw the blanket over the goblin?
Yeah.
And we'll grab it.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Throwing the blanket over him is easy because he's not trying to resist anything. He doesn't even know you're there. Go ahead and make an athletics check to grapple him, and you will have advantage because of the blanket. He cannot see you coming.
we did it. Charming personality. Y'all are welcome. It's magic.
It's definitely not goblin idiocy.
17.
17. You grapple the goblin. Yep. And you begin to hear some loud noises that this goblin's beginning to make.
I
Smash him on the head. Smash him on the head. Knock him out.
I guess I'll knock him out.
Go ahead and make a melee with advantage because he is restrained.
Did he make enough noise for the other goblins to hear?
Roll perception.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a peek over my shoulder also.
Yep.
22.
22. You and the goblin's
21 perception.
21.
And 17.
17. You hurry up and look to where the other goblins were. They have all stopped fighting and look towards the store. They can't see anything right now, but they all stop and look towards the store that you guys are hiding in.
Can I cast Thaumaturgy as far away from our store as I can? I think it's 30 feet. So whatever the closest storefront within a 30-foot,
Sure.
I just have a crash sound happen.
They instantly, like a pack of velociraptors, look over that way and start running with both their daggers out, just running full speed. It's actually sort of terrifying. It's mostly dim light, and I mean dim light. It's just like dark in this area as goblins are just running.
Okay, so what do we do now?
I say,
Does anybody speak Goblin?
I guess magic does exist.
What?
Well,
Yeah. Valhoric made a friend.
I think that's a miracle. It's what you're thinking of.
I thought that.
I want to pat
Honestly.
Malik on the back and be like, dude, take it on the chin.
Honestly, they had me in the first half. What are you worrying about, Indiana?
I am gonna start beginning to ritual cast comprehend languages because I assume that no one knows how to speak Goblin. Not that I know how to
Not
speak
even a little
Goblin,
bit.
All right.
but at least we can understand what he says.
In 10 minutes,
Yep.
to cast a spell, you have ritual casted comprehend languages.
Cool.
You guys want to continue to interrogate him inside of the shop? He is still knocked out.
Are we safe here, do you think?
For now,
I mean, I think as safe as anywhere in the city.
Right. Yeah, I guess we could stay here then.
Okay.
Let me see. I might have incense. Let me wait this.
yeah. So I make like a circle, and I pinch salt and soot around it, and then I begin saying the words, and my eyes begin to glow. And as they do, I look at Dowrin and I say, "Why are my eyes glowing?"
I don't know. This is a lot of tomfoolery just to prove that you're a polyglot.
At the end of the ritual casting, about obviously 10 minutes, The goblin begins to come to as he's still in a blanket. Starts speaking in a language that only.
I understand literally what he's saying.
Right.
So
That Calred only understands. He's like, what the shit?
but I can't like speak to him in his language. So
And then, is he still grappled?
Would have tied him up while he was.
Okay.
Found a chair or something in the store and
He begins
tied him up to it.
to
If there's a back room, we're probably in there.
Yeah, there's definitely a storage room. And he's all tied up and he's trying to wiggle his way free. He's like, what is going on? Hello?
Val, it's your turn to talk now, Val.
Sorry for the conditions that we had to meet like this, but I need to know, can you understand me?
You're talking funny.
He does
No,
not.
you.
He doesn't understand you.
I start going through. Does he have like a bag or anything with him?
He does have a very small bag.
I could start going through it.
Mostly it is filled with copper and silver pieces. As well as a
I'm gonna take
shiny
your money.
button.
We're going to take your money and your shiny button. That's ours now. That's ours. Didn't think this far through. I kind of assumed that somebody else would be able to speak Goblin.
Yeah, 2 infernal guys can't speak Goblin. Jeez.
What? A dude who reads books for a living can't speak Goblin? Jeez.
Hey, I can read.
Let me
and
go! Let me go!
He's freaking out though. So
In Infernal, I'm gonna say shut up and see if he responds.
Roll an intimidation
Yeah.
check.
I understand that too. But it probably comes out like close up.
Okay, so 10.
10 each.
Close the door.
Close
He
the door
stops
that
talking.
is in your mouth.
So do I get the sense that he understood, or he just responded to the sound of him?
Just probably responded to the sound that you made.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm gonna talk through some sciencey book stuff. Is Goblin anything like Elvish?
Yeah, I guess we could try to find a common.
Does it share any sort of root language? Like if you're speaking Spanish, you can kind of make your way through in Italian.
Can I roll like a history just to see?
Yeah, that'll work.
It's an 18. Just try to remember my linguistics class at the academy. Because, you know, to cast spells, you have to be able to say the words correctly, so. I think it's in chapter 5. I can't.
There's a whole thing about like root languages. I remember that much.
It is a script of Dwarvish, is the base script.
Okay, so let's try Dwarvish then.
I don't speak Dwarvish.
I do.
All right, then you're up, and I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder and give him bardic inspiration.
I switched to Dwarvish, and
I was gonna lay into the 2 spellcaster. I was gonna watch everything around here.
Do I have to do everything around here? Hey man, there's been no performance needed yet.
who do you work for? Because it's gonna be really broken anyway. So, who is your boss?
You smell.
so
I pull up a chair and I sit in front of
I hate goblins.
the goblin and I pull out my knife.
You
because
instantly, as soon as you sort of,
violence is a universal language.
as soon as he, you plop down, he. You reek of dwarf.
You couldn't just tell that from
I know, right?
looking.
Well, did someone take the blanket off of his head?
Oh yeah. Huh?
Nope, I don't think so.
No one did.
That's probably better anyway. It's fine. I didn't know he was still covered in the blanket though. Just like,
I'll cut a hole. I'll cut a hole with my knife in the blanket and pop his head through it.
Yeah, he has a funky looking poncho on now.
Yeah. And then I sit on the chair across from him.
He spits in your
Ooh.
face.
all right. I
I
guess we gotta beat him up a little bit. 'cause
I was gonna say, I think that's
I-
at least getting punched.
yeah.
I start plunging the dagger slowly into his leg.
A loud
business.
shriek comes from the goblin.
And that pain can stop if you tell us who you work for.
DM, can I make like a nervous like waddle over to wherever like a window is when he starts screaming?
You'd have to run or go back to the storefront where you guys
That's
kidnapped him at. You want to make your way there stealthily? You can go ahead and do that. Roll stealth for me.
Cool. Stealth. Cool.
Yeah.
I will accompany.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth as well.
I got a 5.
Solid.
Yeah, this is rough.
I got a 19.
Should have done it.
19. Okay. As you guys begin to head forward, Mercury, you're nervously heading there after that shriek to make sure there's no other goblins heard anything. And you're not exactly watching where you're stepping as you step on a glass vial and shatter the vial as a loud crash comes from underneath your foot.
I'm gonna turn to Bulwark. I'm gonna look at him. Just be like, okay, remember that time where we acted like those storefronts were broken, but they weren't broken, so we can run back towards the other direction. You know what I'm talking about? Thaumaturgy? 3, 2, 1. And then I'm gonna walk towards the window.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow along. I'll go to the opposite end.
Same page. Same page.
Okay. You guys go ahead and spread up as you guys take two different portions of the city in thaumaturgy. You do have two goblins that do walk into the store, though. They're both looking around. They don't seem to have noticed you right away, but they're definitely have daggers drawn. It's trying to definitely sniff out the air.
Okay. I mean, I'm basically doing the same thing I did last time, just the farthest point away from our building. But instead of it sounding like a crash or something, I'll make it sound like a wooden box fell or something. Because thaumaturgy just makes noises and
Both of them run out of the room towards that box.
okay, cool.
I unclench my fists. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw my rapier.
Okay. As this is going on, in the back room, what do you want to know?
Who do you work for? Like overemphasizing, trying to make it understandable as possible in Dwarven.
Yeah, it gives you a snarl. I work for
Your mom.
Uldrek,
Who is Uldrek?
my boss.
When I hear the name Uldrek, do I know that name?
That name do
Roll a history check.
Can I also roll a history check? But I probably
It
don't
would be
know
with
anything.
disadvantage.
I got an 11.
No.
History.
You said his name's Ulrich?
Uldrek.
Uldrek.
I got a 10.
The name does not ring a bell in Dwarvish culture.
What does Uldrek look like?
You, but prettier.
Oh,
He
so
said-
like a bitch.
Hey, Dowrin. He just made fun of your mother.
Oh, I plunged the knife just deeper.
At this point, it would be shortly after the goblins have left. You hear a loud scream come from behind you guys as two goblins come running back into the shop.
Shit.
Uh,
I forgot to tell you to cover his mouth.
If
Go ahead
they're
and do
running
a
in.
D4 of piercing damage there.
1.
Solid. Yeah, he definitely is letting out a scream. Two goblins with their daggers pulled walk in and frantically are looking. Each one of them. Actually, no, because you rolled a 19 for your stealth, right?
Yes.
Okay, so both of them spot Mercury.
for
And
sure.
go ahead and roll to jump and attack you. So they have advantage for flanking.
Okay.
I'm assuming a 9 doesn't hit you, but a 21 would.
Yeah.
Okay.
For now.
And then I need the two of you to go ahead and roll initiative for me. You take 4 points of piercing, by the way.
4? Okay.
Yep. As you get, one of the first goblin runs up and just gives you 2 little shanks real quick into like your thigh.
Okay. Okey-doke. My initiative was a 1.
That's what I like to hear.
I have a 20.
Polar opposites.
Dowrin and Coward, you could also roll initiative. You just won't be in combat until it's known, but you guys can still go ahead and do interrogation stuff on your turn.
Alright, I got 13.
21.
Alright, Coward, your turn.
So I hear them fighting in the front room.
You hear the sound of metal against metal. Wait, you are wearing metal armor? Yes?
Scale mill.
Pretty much.
For Mercury, yeah? Skill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're fine. Yeah, you do hear the sound of metal against metal.
I think we've got an issue in the front room, Dal.
Okay.
And
Do you
then
want me to- Do you want to handle this or that?
I'll handle this, and you handle that.
Got it.
Alright.
And I will continue to interrogate him.
Okay. What would you like to do for your round of interrogation?
Let's try to get more information about Ulrich.
Alright.
What does he cast?
Okay. A shadow.
All right.
Okay.
I will just hold my action until next turn.
Yep. Vahoric, you see that your buddy is getting jumped by goblins.
Yeah. Trying to see the specific wording on this real fast to see if I could do it. All right, I'm over that plan. That's too much reading.
I've been there.
Right.
Now we're really playing D&D.
Too much reading. I'm over it. I'm gonna creep up behind the one closest to me
Okay.
and try to slit his neck with my rapier.
Go ahead and make a attack roll. You have advantage because he doesn't know you're there.
With advantage. What is my? Hello. Oh, I'm on the wrong page here. Plus 4 to hit. So that's a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and roll your rapier damage, as well as an extra d6.
All right. So that is 13 damage.
The one sort of drops like a sack of potatoes, just.
Excellent. And I would like to a bonus action healing word.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're just like a DC battery of heal.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what is that? That's a D4 plus 3. So it's gonna be 7 health coming back to you.
Hey.
And
All right. Next up is Dowrin.
I will walk to the front of house.
You walk to the front to see the Horik slitting a goblin's throat, as well as Mercury just being recently stabbed in the thigh by a goblin.
But there's a goblin in there.
Yep,
that is
there's one.
alive. Can I get in range?
Yeah, you can definitely get in range.
Attack it.
Do it. You get advantage for flanking.
Cool. 22.
That hits.
Uh, 7 points of damage, and then I will attack with my other weapon.
Mm-hmm.
19
That hits as well.
for 10 points of damage.
Ooh, buddy. Dead. You chop this guy where he stood.
that was easy.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at Mercury and just give him a wink and head back to the back room.
I'm gonna stay on.
Oh, okay.
I'll head back to the back room. Let Merc keep watch.
Well, he's very uppity, guys, and he's not giving us any more information unless we beat it out of him, I guess. But
I can do that.
He's like, hey, I've been cooperative.
so now you understand us?
Got him!
He just sort of has a shit-eating grin, sort of just.
All right, fine. Game time, my guy. And I'm gonna put my rapier away and pull out both daggers. We have questions. You have 10 fingers. For every answer that you don't give, you lose a finger. Sound like a fun game? Then you better start talking. Who do you work for?
Aldrich, I already told you.
All right. Check. You got that one. Who is he?
My boss.
I don't like that answer. And I cut a finger off.
Roll to attack.
Fuck. Is somebody closing his mouth this time?
As you slice in, he's ah!
I guess not.
No,
guess
I'll cover his mouth.
Can I cover his mouth with mage hand?
It would be more than, I think it's only 5 pounds, right?
10.
Uh,
Is it 10 pounds or 5 pounds? I can't.
It's 10.
but I mean, he could probably put more force into his mouth opening than that,
It's
Yeah.
it's 10 pounds, so
Yeah, but
I just don't want.
so that was a 15 to hit.
That will hit because he is restrained. You slice a finger off. I don't know. It's just my boss. I don't know. Ah!
All right. How'd you get this job?
He just sighs because he knows you're not going to like the answer. I was given it!
By who?
Aldrich!
What was your job?
Kill people!
For how long?
Until they're all dead.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go backhand upside his head.
Gets us smacked.
You have
Ow.
better answers than that.
I wasn't given why. In Goblin culture, you don't ask why. You just do.
I'm beginning to think that we might need to find a higher up.
Who's your direct boss?
Don't say Uldrick.
If you say Aldrich, I'm taking a hand.
So he just looks at his hand and just sort of extends it forward.
Is it Aldrich? He's your direct boss. You don't have like a team leader or like a supervisor.
Just his hand is extended.
I like this guy.
Cover his mouth. I'm taking the hand.
I cover his mouth.
No, don't. He's giving it up willingly now.
Dude, we're gonna kill him anyway.
I guess
Actually, you know what? Don't cover his mouth.
I'm not in there, so I can't correct this bad decision.
Don't cover his mouth. I'm taking his hand. That's how we get his friends in here to figure out what they know.
I don't know if I can watch this.
And you're doing this a
I'm
dagger? That's
I'm
a lot
gonna-
of sawing motion that's happening.
I'm gonna roll like a Constitution save real quick. I rolled a 12. Do I need to leave the room?
You definitely need to leave the room before you start getting sick. You're not, like, you're upset, your stomach is upset, but,
Oh, I got it.
I'm gonna put my dagger back and I'm gonna go. Thou, can I get that axe one time?
Yeah, I hand you an axe.
All right.
The shiny new one.
Hey, I'll wait out here with you, okay?
So are things going poorly in there? I don't.
They're cutting the hands off with daggers and the
Goblins not
sawing,
talking, huh?
the sawing, and
Oh man.
Sawing? I taught him better than that.
maybe you should go help. I got Pinota here. We
You good?
can watch. Yeah,
Wait.
just
You look like
I
you're gonna get sick. Are you fine?
I need some air. So just
Well,
don't.
grab a window or something, and then I'll just
Yeah.
like confusedly walk into the other room.
Please let him come back as I'm getting ready to do
Yeah,
this.
he is.
Look, all right, bud. One more time. I'm asking you one more time. Who's your boss? And if you say Aldrich, you're gonna lose it.
You see at this point, his hand looks like the goblin is absolutely just free willingly give him his hand. Aldrich.
All right. Whap. Just above the wrist.
Yeah,
So like Jamie Lannister.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
definitely gives out a very loud yell in a language you don't understand.
All right. Sounds about right.
But Calrad, you do understand this.
I probably get what it.
He said that he yelled run.
Run. All right. I'm gonna have Pinota run around and scout out.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception.
If he's telling the other goblins in the area to run, that's badass.
I got a 17 perception.
17. You see the goblins that were looking at the different stores.
Pinota got.
Yeah. You can see.
Pinota's telling me.
Yep.
Telepathically.
Exactly. That there are 4 goblins running in the opposite direction.
That's not good.
Well,
I'll have Pinota follow until she gets about 100 feet away from me. Just to keep an eye on him as far as she can go.
Yep.
And I will go back in the back room and be like, we might have more company because we got some runners.
And he just smiles.
I'm gonna hand the axe back to Dao. We can kill him.
I'm gonna kill him.
Easily enough.
All right.
Not even have to make you roll for it. He's tied down to everything. And he just understands what is happening. And doesn't even try to fight it.
That is the bravest goblin ever.
Yeah, holy crap.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I fucking love this guy.
Yeah, he
But
was
like,
great.
obviously, he had to die.
Loved.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Loved. Let's make sure that's past tense.
So we need to find Uldrek. What if Uldrek is the lower level guy and then there's a bigger guy above?
Well, then we deal with the middle management, and we go from there.
Yeah, I mean,
I just didn't think of that until after I was about to throw up. So
Fair. Didn't mean to make you throw up. I'm sorry.
well, even if Uldrich isn't the leader, right? Like that goblin probably thought he was.
yeah.
So,
So
You know,
we'll
looking
figure it
back,
out.
looking back, I kind of feel bad that I took that guy's fingers.
no, you don't. Let's leave.
Okay.
All right, so you guys leave out the.
Are we following them or what are we doing?
You said we might have company, right?
Yeah, there's 4 runners. My familiar is currently following them.
I mean, we need information, right? That's the only lead we have.
So we follow them.
Yeah. We also we either need to follow them or find a kiosk with a map because right now we have
Ooh,
no
like a
idea
"you
where
are
it-
here" kind of sign.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I am a
Those are our two
cartographer.
options.
I can just make a map. No, I'm just kidding.
Just make one up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just a bunch of left-hand turns.
Yep.
Because that's all we've taken since we've been here is a bunch of lefts.
Hey, left is the best. Okay.
Calrad, do we need to maintain a certain distance from your cat?
Yeah, we need to be about 100 feet, give or take.
So then we should probably get moving then, if they're moving currently, right?
Yeah.
As your cat is, following this group, it is heading on a very familiar path back to the throne room. And that is where
That's
we'll
not
end the session for today.
Chum chum.
Nice.
Next time.
Exactly, on B&D. So real quick, Dower and Deep Basher, how can they support the channel?
Well, this channel does a lot of different things. So you can support it by tuning in and seeing what we're up to. Sometimes we're playing tabletop RPG. Sometimes we're playing League of Legos. Sometimes Brewer is just playing stuff on his own. You can also support the channel monetarily by donating your hard-earned cash. You could also follow or subscribe to the channel so you can get more information on what we're doing. You can subscribe using money, or if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Twitch Prime. And if you have Twitch Prime, you can subscribe for free. And finally, the brand new shiny merch store is live. If you scroll down, you can buy a shirt or a coffee mug. I'm drinking coffee out of one of those mugs present.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
The JBrews mug is like
The slurping sells it.
It's
What it
quite
sounds like to slurp out of a JBrews mug.
pristine, just as the mug.
Gross.
I'm uncomfortable by that statement.
I will say there is going to be a logo
goofed.
redesign for the mug, so get it while design lasts. But in other news, Calrad, how can they see past episodes of other games that we play, like Star Adventurers, and where this one is going to go? TBD, don't know when this is going to be uploaded to YouTube, but we'll decide that at a later point.
Yeah, if you want to catch up on other shows that this channel runs, you can always go to youtube.com/JBrews and subscribe there and get all the updates if you miss a show. So.
All right, guys, that is Coffee with JBrews, our new tabletop Saturday morning show that we are doing. So thanks so much for coming and hanging out. We will see you guys next week with whatever tomfoolery is happening down in the city below the mountain. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Deep Basher out.